You don't even seem to understand the show. You just ruin everything.
You gotta be funny in here.
I can't wait for you guys to see this on Howard TV.
Daily shows, classics, and exclusive behind-the-scenes access.
Well, that's going to be on Howard TV.
The funniest, sexiest, most star-studded network on TV is Howard TV On Demand.
Hey Stern fans, welcome to Fine Time, a show where you, the fans, get the opportunity to ask questions and interact with your favorite Stern Show staffers, whack packers, and celebrity superfans. I'm your host, Rachel Fine. Now, my guest today is a best-selling author, a pioneer in the world of radio. She's got one of the most recognizable and contagious laughs of all time. She is also known to masturbate with fruits and vegetables, have anal sex with complete strangers in a bathroom, and take hallucinogenic drugs while vacationing in third world countries. She is the inspiration for nearly every song parody that comes in on the show, and she's one of the few people I know who can challenge me in the boobs department. She is the queen of all media, Robin Quivers.
That was one stranger.
Singular on the strangers. Fair enough. That's you've earned quite the intro. That's,
oh boy.
Well, we had a lot of people writing questions for you, so I'm just gonna jump into it.
All right.
First one comes in from Robin S. Robin asks, I'm curious to know where you envisioned your life taking you when you were back in high school. If you'd never begun working with Howard, what would you have wanted to do with your life career-wise? And how did you get hooked up with Howard?
Wow.
That's a mouthful.
I had no vision.
Really?
I was just hoping to stay alive. Yeah, I just wanted to get out of high school and go to college. I never had any idea of what I wanted to be when I grew up. I mean, I'd watch TV and as a kid, I thought I wanted to be a doctor or something like that, and that's sort of how I wound up in nursing. Yeah. But it took me years to figure out who I was and what I wanted to do. So I was 28 before I even got into broadcasting. So it wasn't like I had this idea. What would I be doing if I wasn't working with Howard? I'd still be in broadcasting because I had decided that's what I wanted to do. It just so happened that 8 months after I got into broadcasting, I was hired by the same station that Howard went to work for in Washington, and that's how we met.
Next question comes in from David S., also on Facebook. Who's your favorite whack packer, living or dead, and why?
Wow. I guess my favorite all-time whack packer was Hank the Angry Drunken Dwarf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Hank, the Angry Drunken Dwarf.
I just enjoyed him. You know, I just thought he had so many talents, but was so miserable. And, you know, I just remember appearances where, you know, he'd be falling down drunk, almost asleep, but he'd be in a music trivia game or contest with someone, and he'd wake up and have the right answer.
Hank, the Thin White Duke.
David Bowie.
David Bowie, that's right.
Wow.
And Gary. David Bowie.
It was incredible.
It's amazing. Next question comes in from Mickey M., also on Facebook. Robin, who is your dream guest? A guest that you are dying to interview who has never been on the show?
You know, that's interesting because in the last few days, there have been people's names that have come up, and I say to myself, I wish they would be on the show.
Yeah.
I wish I could talk to that person. And I suppose there's a long list of those people. Cher, Madonna.
Yeah.
A lot of people who, you know, actresses, Scarlett Johansson, you know, a lot of people that just won't do a show like this I'd love to talk to.
It's a shame they won't. It'd be such a great interview. Next one comes in from Andrea F. She asks, what makes a movie star a movie star? And why isn't Brad Pitt a movie star? Got a lot of flack over this Brad Pitt thing. Tell us more.
I'm still arguing with myself about Brad Pitt. I watched Thelma and Louise the other night, and, you know, that was basically where America discovered Brad Pitt. And I even thought after watching it again, I thought, you know what? I thought that guy was going to have a much bigger career. I think that Brad Pitt is one of those guys. He makes the kind of movies he likes.
Yeah.
Not the kind of movies we like. And that's my problem with Brad Pitt.
So it's the choice of movies. It's not the scope or the size of
I think
movies.
a real movie star is someone who's thinking about his audience as well. Not an artist. An artist is different than a movie star.
Okay, so who would be a good example of a movie star?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
He always thinks about, will this be fun for the audience to see? Would they like to see me in this kind of movie? He also occasionally goes off and does, you know, some of that artistic stuff. But for the most part, I mean, even the cameos he takes are, you know, very broad and things you wouldn't expect him to do, and it's exciting and surprising to see him when he does it.
So is there a percentage, like, you know, Cruise did Eyes Wide Shut, and maybe that was kind of a distraction from...
Yeah, but that was to work with
Kubrick
and all of that stuff, so you can understand that.
So there's a small percentage of artsy films you can do as long as their mainstream ones are big blockbusters.
Mainstream, you're constantly thinking about, you know, I have an audience out there who likes to see me do this. And there's nothing wrong with somebody being artistic either. I just don't call them movie stars.
Okay, there you go. Next question, also from Mickey M. Have you ever had to deal with a crazed stalker fan? And if so, what were the circumstances?
I did, and I don't talk about it.
Oh, no. You got to tell us a little. Give us a little piece.
I had a long-time crazed fan. And it got to be kind of scary because we did all the wrong things. We did, you know, like they had never put out that, but, you know, when this was going on, we didn't have that list of things you're not supposed to do.
Okay.
And we did all of them.
Like
and,
what?
You know, having contact, you know, all the kinds of things that, if you read a list of what not to do, if somebody is stalking you, just realize we did them all. And then it became, you know, a situation where we had to do something legally to make it stop.
Did you feel in imminent danger? Like, was it that
I
kind of
felt
scary?
that other people might be in danger. I felt that that person was in danger.
That's terrifying. Brandon S. asks, Robin, do you ever regret having told any of the stories about your personal life over the course of the show's history, such as sexual experiences or coffee enemas?
I definitely regret the meats and vegetables.
Understandably.
I still get angry because that was the one, you know, we started that contest before we left terrestrial radio. And Howard said, yeah, we're going to each reveal something that's really embarrassing. And he revealed that he had had a nose job. I'm like, give me a break. Everybody else went to the bank, and you revealed you did something to make yourself look better. How embarrassing.
That's not embarrassing. Yeah. Next question's from Wilma G. She asks, Robin, how annoyed are you with Benji's bull?
I'm not so annoyed at Benji in general, but when you start to ask Benji questions and you realize he's weaving this web to try to keep you talking about him, that's when I get annoyed.
Understandably.
And I always want to say, let's end the conversation and go on to something else.
Do you buy any of the stuff he's doing right now with the wig and the nail polish and the makeup? I mean, do you think any of that is legitimately trying to look better, or is it just shtick?
I don't think that Benji could have thought of this on his own.
Okay, so there's a team of masterminds. Or you think she's a mastermind?
Yeah, I don't think he would ever put on eyeliner. You know, I mean, we've known him for how many years, and that never happened. He might dress up as something.
Right. And do you think she's masterminding it to get the on-air attention, or because she really thinks that looks better?
I'm beginning to lean toward on-air attention.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because at first it just seemed like this was their personal thing, but when he came in the other day and stood up and he had hair and a black beard and eye makeup and black fingernails, I said, that's it.
Yeah.
This is where you're supposed to say I'm more handsome.
Next question is from Twitter. At River Road Flip asks, Robin, are you planning on going on any more spiritual trips and becoming absurdly high?
I don't know about becoming absurdly high.
Now, you will receive with these rocks, special rocks, the energy, new energy.
But I'm going to Bali for this next break, and you know, that's sort of that eat, pray, love kind of destination, and I haven't, you know, made any plans to go to any spiritual things, but I'll see what's there.
That's a good place to do it.
Yeah.
Next question comes in from Danny V. Danny asks, are we ever going to see your boobs?
No.
No, never?
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Go ahead, take your jacket off real quick.
There it is!
Oh, I missed it!
Next question is from Cindy W. Cindy asks, are you being authentic when you laugh at everything Howard says?
Yes, I don't fake laugh.
You're just a happy person.
I do, and a lot of times when people meet me in person, they say, oh, you do laugh all the time. Yeah, that's just the way I am. I'm looking for the fun.
I think that's fantastic. I wish more people laughed all the time.
I do too.
I'm getting out of here. Pat it with all of you. That's such a scream. You guys are why is that funny? Fred, what's going on here?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Weird reaction, right? This is odd, isn't it? Am I in the middle of something odd?
You know, I mean, we all get a little crazy about things sometimes. This is one of those moments I'm not sure.
Is Robin nuts right now? Or am I misreading this? Is this funny?
To put it simply, yes, she's nuts right now.
Okay. You need help.
Well, I want to thank Robin for taking the time to sit down and answer all the questions that you, the fans, submitted. Keep sending your questions in. You can tweet them, you can Facebook, you can email, you can send video submissions and actually be a part of the show. And remember, this is your show, so don't screw it up. Until next time, I'm Rachel Fine, and I hope you had a fine time. I had a fine time with you, Robin.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed this.
Good, I did too.
Okay.
You don't even seem to understand the show. You just ruin everything. You got to be funny in here. I can't wait for you guys to see this on Howard TV.
Daily shows, classics, and exclusive behind-the-scenes access.
Well, that's going to be on Howard TV.
The funniest, sexiest, most star-studded network on TV is Howard TV On Demand.
Hey Stern fans, welcome to Fine Time, a show where you, the fans, get the opportunity to ask questions and interact with your favorite Stern Show staffers, whack packers, and celebrity superfans. I'm your host, Rachel Fine. Now, my guest today is a best-selling author, a pioneer in the world of radio. She's got one of the most recognizable and contagious laughs of all time. She is also known to masturbate with fruits and vegetables, have anal sex with complete strangers in a bathroom, and take hallucinogenic drugs while vacationing in third world countries. She is the inspiration for nearly every song parody that comes in on the show, and she's one of the few people I know who can challenge me in the boobs department. She is the queen of all media, Robin Quivers.
That was one stranger.
Singular on the strangers. Fair enough. That's you've earned quite the intro.
Oh boy.
Well, we had a lot of people writing questions for you, so I'm just gonna jump into it.
All right.
First one comes in from Robin S. Robin asks, I'm curious to know where you envisioned your life taking you when you were back in high school. If you'd never begun working with Howard, what would you have wanted to do with your life career-wise, and how did you get hooked up with Howard?
Wow.
That's a mouthful.
I had no vision.
Really?
I was just hoping to stay alive. Yeah, I just wanted to get out of high school and go to college. I never had any idea of what I wanted to be when I grew up. I mean, I'd watch TV, and as a kid, I thought I wanted to be a doctor or something like that, and that's sort of how I wound up in nursing. Yeah. But it took me years to figure out who I was and what I wanted to do. So I was 28 before I even got into broadcasting. So it wasn't like I had this idea. What would I be doing if I wasn't working with Howard? I'd still be in broadcasting because I had decided that's what I wanted to do. It just so happened that 8 months after I got into broadcasting, I was hired by the same station that Howard went to work for in Washington, and that's how we met.
Next question comes in from David S., also on Facebook. Who's your favorite whack packer, living or dead, and why?
Wow. I guess my favorite all-time whack packer was Hank the Angry Drunken Dwarf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Hank, the angry drunken dwarf.
I just enjoyed him. You know, I just thought he had so many talents, but was so miserable. And, you know, I just remember appearances where, you know, he'd be falling down drunk, almost asleep, but he'd be in a music trivia game or contest with someone, and he'd wake up and have the right answer.
Hank, the Thin White Duke.
David Bowie.
David Bowie, that's right.
Wow.
And Gary. David Bowie.
It was incredible.
It's amazing. Next question comes in from Mickey M., also on Facebook. Robin, who is your dream guest? A guest that you are dying to interview who has never been on the show?
You know, that's interesting because in the last few days, there have been people's names that have come up, and I say to myself, I wish they would be on the show.
Yeah.
I wish I could talk to that person. And I suppose there's a long list of those people. Cher, Madonna.
Yeah.
A lot of people who, you know, actresses, Scarlett Johansson, you know, a lot of people that just won't do a show like this I'd love to talk to.
It's a shame they won't. It'd be such a great interview. Next one comes in from Andrea F. She asks, what makes a movie star a movie star? And why isn't Brad Pitt a movie star? Got a lot of flack over this Brad Pitt thing. Tell us more.
I'm still arguing with myself about Brad Pitt. I watched Thelma and Louise the other night, and, you know, that was basically where America discovered Brad Pitt. And I even thought after watching it again, I thought, you know what? I thought that guy was going to have a much bigger career. I think that Brad Pitt is one of those guys. He makes the kind of movies he likes.
Yeah.
Not the kind of movies we like. And that's my problem with Brad Pitt.
So it's the choice of movies. It's not the scope or the size of movies.
I think a real movie star is someone who's thinking about his audience as well. Not an artist. An artist is different than a movie star.
Okay, so who would be a good example of a movie star?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
He always thinks about, will this be fun for the audience to see? Would they like to see me in this kind of movie? He also occasionally goes off and does, you know, some of that artistic stuff. But for the most part, I mean, even the cameos he takes are, you know, very broad and things you wouldn't expect him to do. And it's exciting and surprising to see him when he does it.
So is there a percentage, like, you know, Cruise did Eyes Wide Shut, and maybe that was kind of a distraction from...
Yeah, that was to work with
Kubrick.
And all of that stuff. So you can understand that.
So there's a small percentage of artsy films you can do as long as their mainstream ones are big blockbusters.
You're constantly thinking about, you know, I have an audience out there who likes to see me do this. And there's nothing wrong with somebody being artistic either. I just don't call them movie stars.
Okay, there you go. Next question, also from Mickey M. Have you ever had to deal with a crazed stalker fan? And if so, what were the circumstances?
I did, and I don't talk about it.
Oh, no. You got to tell us a little. Give us a little piece.
I had a long-time crazed fan. And it got to be kind of scary because we did all the wrong things. We did, you know, like they had never put out that, but, you know, when this was going on, we didn't have that list of things you're not supposed to do.
Okay.
And we did all of them.
Like what?
You know, having contact, you know, all the kinds of things that, if you read a list of what not to do, if somebody is stalking you, just realize we did them all. And then it became, you know, a situation where we had to do something legally to make it stop.
Did you feel in imminent danger? Like, was it that kind of scary?
I felt that other people might be in danger. I felt that that person was in danger.
That's terrifying. Brandon S. asks, Robin, do you ever regret having told any of the stories about your personal life over the course of the show's history, such as sexual experiences or coffee enemas?
I definitely regret the meats and vegetables.
Understandably.
I still get angry because that was the one, you know, we started that contest before we left terrestrial radio. And Howard said, yeah, we're going to each reveal something that's really embarrassing. And he revealed that he had had a nose job. I'm like, give me a break. Everybody else went to the bank, and you revealed you did something to make yourself look better. How embarrassing.
That's not embarrassing. Yeah. Next question's from Wilma G. She asks, Robin, how annoyed are you with Benji's bullshit?
I'm not so annoyed at Benji in general, but when you start to ask Benji questions and you realize he's weaving this web to try to keep you talking about him, that's when I get annoyed.
Understandably.
And I always want to say, let's end the conversation and go on to something else.
Do you buy any of the stuff he's doing right now with the wig and the nail polish and the makeup? I mean, do you think any of that is legitimately trying to look better, or is it just shtick?
I don't think that Benji could have thought of this on his own.
Okay, so there's a team of masterminds.
Or
you think she's a mastermind?
Yeah, I don't think he would ever put on eyeliner. You know, I mean, we've known him for how many years, and that never happened. He might dress up as something.
Right. And do you think she's masterminding it to get the on-air attention, or because she really thinks that looks better?
I'm beginning to lean toward on-air attention.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because at first it just seemed like this was their personal thing, but when he came in the other day and stood up and he had hair and a black beard and eye makeup and black fingernails, I said, that's it.
Yeah.
This is where you're supposed to say I'm more handsome.
Next question is from Twitter. At River Road Flip asks, Robin, are you planning on going on any more spiritual trips and becoming absurdly high?
I don't know about becoming absurdly high.
Now, you will receive with these rocks special rocks, the energy, new energy.
But I'm going to Bali for this next break, and that's sort of that eat, pray, love kind of destination, and I haven't made any plans to go to any spiritual things, but I'll see what's there.
That's a good place to do it.
Yeah.
Next question comes in from Danny V. Danny asks, are we ever going to see your boobs?
No.
No, never?
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Go ahead, take your jacket off real quick.
There it is!
Oh, I missed it!
Next question is from Cindy W. Cindy asks, are you being authentic when you laugh at everything Howard says?
Yes, I don't fake laugh.
You're just a happy person.
I do, and a lot of times when people meet me in person, they say, oh, you do laugh all the time. Yeah, that's just the way I am. I'm looking for the fun.
I think that's fantastic. I wish more people laughed all the time.
I do too.
I'm getting out of here. Had it with all of you. That's such a scream. You guys are why is that funny? Fred, what's going on here?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Weird reaction, right? This is odd, isn't it? Am I in the middle of something odd?
We all get a little crazy about things sometimes. This is one of those moments I'm not sure.
Is Robin nuts right now? Or am I misreading this? Is this funny?
To put it simply, yes, she's nuts right now.
Okay. You need help.
Well, I want to thank Robin for taking the time to sit down and answer all the questions that you, the fans, submitted. Keep sending your questions in. You can tweet them, you can Facebook, you can email, you can send video submissions and actually be a part of the show. And remember, this is your show, so don't screw it up. Until next time, I'm Rachel Fine, and I hope you had a fine time. I had a fine time with you, Robin.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed this.
Good, I did too.
Okay.
Hey, Gary, how does this work? Like, how do we coordinate getting Nick Cannon on our show?
Him right now.
Okay. So don't curse because we'll be on his air. And
Right.
yeah.
You have to remember the rules of terrestrial radio.
Yes. They're barely in my memory bank, but...
Well, this is good practice because you're going back to
yes.
the world of terrestrial.
Yeah. Can't say the F word, nothing. Yeah.
It's going to be line 19. He's picking you up in about 15 seconds. They're probably coming out of commercial or something.
Beautiful. Nice job. I don't know how long he can talk because he's, oh, there we go.
They have their breaks.
Water that I have to
Nick.
drink throughout the day, though. So how do I say this? I got to go to the bathroom a lot. But I'm also excited because right now I get the opportunity to talk to one of my new coworkers.
Are you a little nervous about having him as a coworker?
Nah. Oh, man,
he's very opinionated, Nick Cannon.
Mr. Howard Stern.
How are you, Nick?
I believe I have a love-hate relationship with this man.
Let me see.
I've always been a fan. I mean, I'm a radio fan. So
right.
If you're a radio fan, you're definitely going to be a fan of Howard Stern. But then, in the past, we've had our differences and opinions about tons of things. And but I have nothing but the utmost respect for this man, and I look forward to it. And like the judge he replaced, Piers Morgan, always had beef with him, and it was a real relationship. Sometimes we agreed on stuff. Most of the time we didn't, and it made for good television, it made for a good relationship. So being two grown men, I believe we'll have lots of things to talk about, and I think we'll make good television, and I think, you know, I think our differences will kind of come.
I can't get a word in.
Does he know we're here?
I can't wait to watch. And the good news is, thanks to Howard, we can thank him for having you in New York every single day.
So, I really appreciate Mr. Stern because I get to be at home with my family in New York because he's such a big dog. He got them to pay him millions and millions of dollars and move the whole damn show to his neck of the woods.
That's right.
So that's hot. Wait, he actually supposed to call it like
I'm here
right now. So we're waiting to get him on the phone.
Oh,
I'm
he doesn't
here.
know.
We got him?
We got him? All right.
Yep.
Oh!
Good morning, Nick.
Good morning, Howard.
Good morning. Now,
This is such an honor.
a pleasure to be on your show, and I'm saying welcome back. I know that you were ill.
Yes, this is my first day back, man. So this is you're my first guest of the new year.
And let me say, I'm excited to be on your show because, after all, you're on my old radio station.
Yes, I am, and terrestrial radio is treating me very well. I hope satellite is treating you as well.
Well, let me remind you that, first of all, you can curse on our show. We can't curse on your show. So for purposes of this discussion, go ahead. You can say whatever you want, but I'll be cool with you.
Seriously, you are so intelligent with that, and I want to commend you because I know everybody's all worried about what you're going to do on television like you're not a professional, like they didn't know you've been doing this for 35 damn years. So
no, my philosophy with America's Got Talent, and you know this, that I am a fan of the show. I'm a fan of you on the show. I was very worried when you were ill. I got nervous, but I feel now it was correct me if I'm wrong, but I just read that you had kidney stones, not kidney failure.
No, see, this is the thing, and I was telling the story a little earlier. They originally thought like I had acute mountain sickness because I was in Aspen, and then I did all these tests, and then they were like, oh, it's just kidney stones. Then they were like, no, we didn't find any stones, and they thought it was a kidney infection, and it was a lot more serious, and they found out that my kidneys weren't functioning well. We didn't want to say kidney failure because when people think kidney failure, they think, uh-oh, I got to go get new kidneys and it's Gary Coleman and all of that stuff. So we didn't want to go there, so we said mild kidney failure.
Are you all right?
I am. I got a couple more procedures I got to go do and everything, but I'm good. I'm back. I'm feeling 100%.
Has anyone spoken to you about your lifestyle? In the sense, I read about you, and I've spoken.
I tell them all the time.
Yeah, I've spoken to some of the people at America's Got Talent about you, and I said, you know, I really do like Nick as the host, and I want him as the host. I said, what is?
They probably would have fired me if you said.
No, they describe that you are a guy who carries a pillow around with him and catches like 5 minutes of sleep here and there.
Yeah,
and why the mad drive? In other words, you've got America's Got Talent, you've got the radio show. Between those two things, that's a pretty busy life, and now you have twins, and you know you got a whole thing going.
Right.
Why are you grabbing it so much? You're gonna kill yourself, and I mean that seriously.
I know that now, Howard, and I actually, you know, I was always saying, you know, the harder you work, the more, you know, you can accomplish. I was always taught that, but because of this situation, I definitely know that I don't need to go too hard. I don't need to, you know.
Well, what will you cut back on? In other words, you're going to do America's Got Talent. You got to do that. And the radio show you're committed to.
Yes. So it's more about just my way of living. You know, I was doing that. I was DJing, stand-up comedy, like still trying to run a couple companies. So it's really just about taking time. And
so what are you going to cut out? You know what I would cut out? Parenthood. Why don't you just...
now.
Don't see the kids.
That's the most important thing.
Absolutely. So I'm not cutting that out, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you can give me some tips on how to juggle that whole thing.
You are juggling more than any guy. You know, it's a funny thing with you. I mean, a lot of people probably say to themselves, me included, he's married to Mariah Carey. The woman has more money than God. You really could sit back and relax. So I admire your work ethic. In other words, you're not sitting there going, hey, you know, Mariah Carey can support me. You're not saying that.
I would be a punk if I did that.
Right. I admire that. I admire that. But to take on 20 jobs, A lot of my Jamaican friends will do this. They take on 20 jobs. But
now, Howard, you're his new coworker, and he gave me a hard time because I emailed him when he was in the hospital.
He didn't
Did you
reach
call
out
him?
not one damn time.
Did Howard call him?
I'm a fan of the Stern Show.
How would I call him?
He was concerned.
Did you call him and say, Nick,
He doesn't have my damn
I don't know. I don't have any relationship with Nick. I mean, I expect that we'll form one when we work together.
Right.
Now, tell me what the schedule.
Robin, let's ask Robin. Robin, if Howard Stern went into the hospital for over 2 weeks for almost a fatal situation, wouldn't you at least call him?
Oh, absolutely. I'd be there.
Robin! Oh, my goodness, girl, have my back. I emailed him. He needs his rest. He never...
Oh, that's cruel.
Call him in the hospital.
People say I'm cold. You're cold.
I'd be there sleeping on the floor.
Robin would be straddling me.
My wife
I'd become his nurse.
Robin would be straddling me if I was in the hospital with a...
Hey, Mariah, is it okay if I straddle you in the hospital?
Yes.
You know she gonna whoop your ass.
No, she knows I'm joking. Robin said it, not me.
By the way, you know, now that I'm on this America's Got Talent, there was a tabloid report where they were saying I tweeted out a terrible thing about Mariah Carey and we're having this whole war. And I just want to go on record in front of Nick and say I never have done that. I don't
Never
even know.
said whatever they quoted him as saying.
Oh, I said it. I never called Mariah Carey a bitch. I don't know where that came from. I don't talk that way.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that. I remember what it was because when when I first started this show, because obviously you used to be on this frequency, and
yes,
you said that if I was going to be successful here, I was going to have to talk about certain things, and we got a little lewd, and you know. And we went there, and then I think at the time you had seen a video or a picture of my wife where you thought she had put on some weight, and I thought that was very rude and disrespectful. So as
probably was.
Yeah. I was like, hey, I'm going to have to whoop Howard Stern's ass when I see him.
Listen, I'm ready to take my whooping.
Hey, well, now my kidneys ain't working right, so I got to get back in shape.
He's ready to take you on now.
Are you kidding? Yeah, as long as you're ill, I can take you on. I might be able to last 5 minutes in the fight if you are sick.
Yeah, you got to let me get back in shape. I still need a couple more.
I understand. I'm not letting you get back in shape. But Nick, listen, I am looking forward to this. I have so many questions. I mean, I don't even understand the schedule when we're going to probably meet in Los Angeles. I guess is our first time when we go to do the initial show, the tapings.
Right. I was actually having questions for you. I mean, we have the Howard TV guys here, and I was asking them, like, are they traveling with you, or are we doing? Because sometimes our shows are going to be like in the middle of the week, and I know I got to get up early as hell to do my radio show, especially on the West Coast.
No, I worked out my schedule that I'm taking off the weeks that we travel, or taking off at least a few days.
I need your agent.
No.
Well, because I don't want to end up with kidney failure.
Right.
Exactly.
I could not, I'll go on record, I could not do your schedule and have the pressures of 2 young children at home. I don't know how you're doing it.
And we didn't even talk about the sitcom.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And to me, I am I can't wait to ask you stuff like when you and Mariah, because she's so famous.
Right.
When you guys go and buy a house.
Uh-huh.
Like, how do you work out? Do you pay, do you guys have an arrangement where you each pay half?
It all depends. It depends, like in New York, that's her house.
Right.
I stay in her apartment. But in L.A., where, I'm originally from the West Coast, we split the bills, and, that's the thing, like, I'm looking for, I want to buy an East Coast home for our family now, personally.
But Nick, is it awkward? But Nick, is that seriously awkward? Because like all of a sudden you get the gas bill or something, and you turn and go, well, I paid half, you pay half, and I mean, to me, it is one relationship, and that apartment should be yours. You know what I mean?
That house. You know how much that apartment costs?
How does that all work? I got to know. I mean, I want to break this down.
I'm sure he had to sign like a major prenup.
Did you?
Absolutely. Why? I mean, we talked about this on the show before with Sarah Lee and I. I believe when 2 people come into a relationship, I mean, I had a little bit of paper. I wasn't broke. I wasn't.
Right. No, I mean, you make a good living.
Yeah, so I came in with what I had, and and she came in with what she had, and it was like, if in case I don't believe in divorce.
Right.
If it did happen, then
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, we would do what we would have to do.
He keeps working like that. It's going to happen.
Because I work hard at home first. I'm daddy and husband first.
When are you ever home, though?
Howard.
When is Nick ever home? Nick, when are you ever home? You're barely home.
I have been home recently.
In the bed.
Well, yeah, because you're ill.
No, honestly, honestly, we travel together. It's actually been really beautiful.
How often am I going to hang with Mariah? I assume.
Does she come to the set?
Never.
She never comes to the set?
She performed the first season I got there and hung out a couple of times, and she was like, all right, I'm over it. I'll watch it from home.
Yeah, but wait a second. You put in long days, right? I mean, when they do these tapings in San Francisco.
Are you ready for these days, Howard?
No.
I told you how long these days are.
Do you want to know the truth? They lied to me when they hired me.
They didn't tell you about them 16-hour days, huh?
No, because they said, I'm on the phone with them making arrangements, and they had originally told me that on these taping days, you work from like 11 in the morning till about 7 at night. So I said, oh, okay, I can deal with that. It's hard for me because I get up so early. I wish they could start at 6 in the morning, But then, so then the other day I'm in a conversation and they go, oh, did anyone tell you about the grueling days? I go, what grueling days?
What grueling days?
They go,
Nobody mentioned it.
Long, grueling days. I'm going to tell you all about it. Matter of fact, we got these things over here called commercials, Howard.
No, you don't need to do. You can take.
Show.
Listen, this is special.
Commercial. We'll be back with more.
No. Nick.
Maybe he can continue to talk to us.
Can you continue talking to us?
Absolutely.
Oh, good. All right.
We'll be back on 92.3 now, but I'm still rocking with Stir. So what's next?
Hey, Nick.
I'm still here.
Oh, you're there. Okay, all right. I couldn't hear you.
I can't hear him, though.
You're telling me.
Yo.
Okay, you there with me?
Yes.
Yeah, it's echoing for some reason.
Probably because we got some strange kind of feedback. I apologize for that, sir.
What are you saying? It's 11 o'clock in the morning. You start taping, and then it goes to like 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, so sometimes we start like 11, at least 11 to 11. 11 to 11, like 3 days in a row.
Well, I'll tell you what. You're going to have a judge sitting there sleeping. I'm going to be sleeping.
15-minute tea breaks because, Sharon's British and stuff. So,
No wonder you carry around a pillow. No wonder you carry around a pillow. My God. I'm going to share your pillow.
So are there long breaks, though, during, because Howard thought that there's you need time to set up, and there's lots of sitting in your trailer.
No, there's no trade. Like when we do, especially the audition days, they just fun. It's like you have to sit through 200 people.
Oh my God,
doing ridiculousness.
I'm not going to have much patience for that.
Oh, it's going to be great. I cannot wait to see. Because that was the thing about Piers Morgan. He didn't Piers was a diva. I'll put it out there. He would walk off and be upset and be like, "You're wasting my." Especially when the CNN stuff came up, you're wasting my time.
Right. Well, I watched that and it felt kind of false to me, that the whole rivalry between him and Howie and all of that.
Yeah, that stuff was a little put on, but Piers showing up when he wanted to and mad that we were there all day, and he did that. So I could only imagine. I know you're not gonna go for that.
That's what I heard. I heard that Piers would actually go up and tape some stuff for CNN between the acts and then walk off and all that stuff. And no, I'm not gonna. Listen, I'm there to work. I even told these guys, there's no nonsense. I'm walking in. I'm not making the show about myself. I'm there to give you my opinion on these acts, and that's it. I'm not going to walk in.
The beautiful thing, though, you have already established the fear of God in everyone over there.
I know.
I'm just going to ride with you.
But why is Mariah never coming by to hang with you at work? I mean, you're putting in these long days. Why doesn't she come by and I can hang out with her while you're working? I can, hang out in my trailer with her.
You're going to be working too. But no, honestly, because in the cities when we travel, obviously because we're traveling, but when I was in L.A., she would be in New York a lot of times. So maybe now that since you moved the show to New York, we might be able to get a Mariah Carey appearance.
Now, you're happy about the show moving to New York because now how were you doing the radio show? You would get up at 1 in the morning and start at 3 in the morning?
This was the craziest thing ever. I'm so grateful and thankful for you, especially during the live shows when they were in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because what would happen, I would finish my radio show at about 7 a.m. I would have, you have to do a couple of things afterwards. Maybe I'd do my countdown show or something. So I'd get to the set directly from my radio show by 9:30, 10, do the whole hair, wardrobe thing, be on set from 10 all the way to about 8, 9 at night, like, because you got to do, as the host, I got to do, like, rehearsals and talk with the acts and all of that, and then you do the live show, which you don't have to come into till about 4 or 5, but I'm there the whole time, and then I'd go straight back to my radio show, so I wouldn't go home or anything. Like, I would lose 20 pounds every summer.
Oh, my God. I mean, I am amazed by this schedule, and your life becomes a burden and a holy hell, right?
Yeah, so I'm grateful for you. Like you have saved my family and my life.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, that's got to affect a marriage. When I don't see my wife for a while, it gets weird. You know what I mean? If you're working those amount of hours and you're coming home grumpy, there's no friggin' way you can hold on to a marriage.
Well, the beautiful thing, how it usually works, like I said, Mariah normally would be on the East Coast, and America's Got Talent is only the first part of the week. So the second part of the week, I would go back to New York, and it would just be us. So,
and then when you would go back to New York, you're busy trying to catch up on sleep, right?
Well, that's where the good times happen, Howard.
Not really. I mean, you got to be exhausted.
Nah, come on, man. I'm still young and very viral. I get it in.
By the way, when you got married,
yes,
you gave up an incredible sex life. This guy, Nick.
What are you talking about?
He has dated the laundry list of women he's dated.
Well, your research.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable.
I didn't know he was up to all that.
Nick, talk about, first of all, when he married Mariah Carey, he was engaged for. He was going out with her for 6 weeks, and then he got engaged.
I know. I remember the televised engagement.
Right. Do you think that was a craziness, Nick, to get engaged that quick?
I'm sorry. What was the last thing?
Was that craziness, getting engaged that quick? 6 weeks.
Absolutely. I mean, celebrities, we're a little crazy. We do crazy, impulsive things, but I had always been a huge Mariah Carey fan, and it was like a love at first sight thing, and we just hit it off. We said, let's rock with it. Let's see what happens.
But you got engaged to this Victoria's Secret model after knowing her for 6 weeks as well. It's a pattern.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, where you asked her to marry you on TV.
Right.
Yeah, but that wasn't 6 weeks. Wasn't that a little long?
No, it was you proposed on a Times Square Jumbotron 6 weeks after meeting the Victoria's Secret model, Salida Ebans.
I did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a Victoria's Secret model.
Hey, you're a man. You got to do it.
Exactly. I think I'm in love with being in love. I'm one of those hopeless romantics. So.
Do you miss that?
Nah, not anymore. I mean, I got my soulmate, the dream girl that I've always ever wanted. Like, I don't feel like there's anyone I could go up from Mariah Carey.
That's perfect.
I've been in love with her since I was a kid.
Do you guys ever make love and have her music on the turntable?
Oh, absolutely.
You do? Yeah. Would she ever sing to you during sex?
Yes.
I would love that.
Oh, my goodness.
See, I think that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
You're saying Mariah will start to sing.
Married to Mariah Carey.
And Mariah will start to sing during your sexual activities.
When I'm doing a good job.
Good Lord.
Does she sing a new song?
Does she sing Hero, or she writes something spontaneously?
Yo, I ain't got Hero yet.
You're working your way up to Hero.
Exactly. I need to put in some more work. So,
wow.
All right, I think we get ready. We can come back on my show right now.
Good.
Too,
all right. All right. Go ahead.
I mean,
I like this.
This is good. This is like double rate. In all your 30-some-odd years of radio, have you ever done this before?
Nick, I've done it all.
I know you have.
Yes, no, I've done this.
I'm a huge fan of the show, too, right?
Thank you. No, I love that. And by the way, when you got ill, I seriously debated not doing the show because I said, if he isn't the host...
He needed you.
I said,
said that.
I need this guy to get better. You do an excellent, excellent job.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I mean, I know you always made fun of me, like, what do you always say? I say, America have voted.
Yes.
I'll put on my black voice.
Well, you put on a little bit of street for me, but because I know you. You've been in show business since what, like 9?
Not 9. Well, I've been doing stand-up since I was probably like 15.
And your dad is a TV, like a televangelist, right?
Yeah, he started, like, in North Carolina, he was a public access dude.
And he would go on TV and preach the gospel?
He preached the gospel, and he would let me open up with and do, like, a couple of Jesus jokes before he went on and stuff, and that kind of started my whole career.
Are you close with him?
Yeah, absolutely. My pop, and he's still doing his thing. He does the circuit. He does evangelical work and all that type of stuff.
Are you a real believer?
Absolutely.
Here we go. We're coming back. We're coming back, Howard.
Speaking of believing, we coming in live now.
We're still entering up.
292.3 now, rolling with Nick Cannon, and I am on the air live.
Well, let me recap.
Howard Stern, thank you for being on my show and allowing me to be on your show.
Nick, let me recap. We've been on my radio show while you've been in commercial. Let me review what I've learned during the commercial. All right, number one, this was amazing. Mariah Carey sings to Nick during lovemaking.
Yeah. Only when I'm doing it well.
She has never.
Not hero yet.
He's working his way up to hero.
Yeah.
Which is the real, creme de la creme of lovemaking.
Exactly.
People don't know this about you, but you lost your virginity when you were 13 years old.
Yes, I did. I mean, my listeners know that because I talk about it all the time, about how, I cried. The girl made fun of me. It was the worst ever. And
made fun of you because you were bad at it.
Yes, I was horrible at it. She said it was actually at church. We were just talking about me being the son of a preacher man, and it happened at a church lock-in, and everyone laughed at me.
Horrible.
And from that day, I vowed no one would ever make fun of the canon.
So when you
a church lock-in, what's that?
What is a church lock-in? That sounds horrible.
Church lock-in is
no.
When you live in an urban community, like there's a lot of stuff going on at night, so they try to keep all the youth in the late night. So they have these things where, like in the gymnasium, it's like a lock-in where they, have like games and stuff. It's supposed to be like you play like Jesus games. And
no wonder you don't want to stay home.
Having sex and stuff at church.
Right. So this was an effort to keep you harnessed.
Yes.
Right. And so they lock you up. So one would think you hate religion because your parents were so involved in it and they pushed you into it and then they locked you up and kept you tame. You would think.
Not really. I don't think, because you know what? I'm more of a spiritual person now, especially, going through what I just went through with my health and everything. But I've always had a strong foundation in spirituality. I think religion, especially like the business of religion, is horrible, and I've actually seen every aspect or a lot of aspects of it. So I kind of go the other way with that. But
do you say that to your father?
Yeah, absolutely.
You said to him, Dad, I don't like the whole you going on TV, raising money, and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I'm not. We have this debate a lot, all the time. About a lot of ministers that have been, close to our family for a long time. I'm not into the business of selling God.
Does your family hit you up for money all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you supporting your parents?
Nah. Like I said, my dad and my mother. Honestly, both of my parents have accounting degrees, so
right.
That's actually helped and hurt.
So who's hitting you up for money? Your cousins and all that stuff?
I got 4 younger brothers that just some old thugs.
Oh,
so you have to send them money.
Yeah, now I employ them. I have them work for, a couple of my companies and do different things. And, they working, doing their thing. A couple of them trying to entertain and stuff. But
are you resentful of that?
Nah, not at all. They're my younger brothers, so I'm the oldest. So I kind of I hold it down.
Was their attitude when you married Mariah Carey, oh, now we're in the money kind of thing?
Absolutely. Everybody thought it was different. I was like, that's her money. I ain't got that. However much money she got, we still working with the little. We were talking during the commercials. Your audience didn't hear this, but you have a pattern of meeting women, going out with them for 6 weeks, and then asking them to marry you. I only did that like 3 times.
All right, no big deal.
That's not a pattern.
Is it true that you made love to Lindsay Lohan?
Make love?
Yes.
I never made love.
All right. Did you have sex with?
Wife.
Did you have sex with Lindsay Lohan?
No, Howard, I did not.
Do you know her?
Yes, I do know.
Why is it that you reportedly dated her? Did you?
Dating and we were friends. We did a movie together. We did a film called Bobby, and we hung out a couple.
When you say hung out, did you kiss her?
It was late. It was.
So you made out with Lindsay Lohan. How far did you get with her? Second base? Third base?
I didn't. Lindsay Lohan at the time, we were very respectful with each other during the time because we were trying to be professional. And she was actually, you know what it was? I actually had a lot of respect for Lindsay because she was a lot younger at the time. I was real weirded out about younger girls. I've never really been into young girls, and I always kind of looked at her like she was just a young girl. So
but yet you guys made out. You were attracted to her.
Not really. I would say she was more attracted to me.
So she came on to you and started making out with you.
Absolutely.
And you pushed her away?
I didn't push her away. I'm still a man, Howard.
So she did things to you?
No, Howard. We were respectful. We were
What does that
friends.
mean, respectful?
I mean,
out of all the people you could choose, you picked Lindsay Lohan?
I would have told you the dirt about Kim Kardashian and all that. Why you go?
What'd you do with Kim Kardashian?
I like Lindsay and her family. I actually have a soft spot for them.
What'd you do with Kim Kardashian? You made love to her?
Yeah.
You did?
Everybody knows that. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, see, you got to get up on the pop culture, man.
I tell you what, you gave up a pretty active sex life to marry Mariah.
I did, and it was well worth it, Howard.
Yes. You're happy.
Happier than happy, especially through this entire process of help. I mean, we've become so much closer, and our family is so just tight-knit, and I even got a chance to see a different side of my wife that through this process to where she just became so nurturing, and she's really, I'm in debt to her forever, even after this entire health scare.
Your relationship got better?
Way better. I mean, it was great already, but I mean, now...
I watched that interview with the two of you where she turned to whoever was doing the interview.
I think it was Barbara Walters.
It was Barbara Walters, and she said, well, Nick's not like the greatest husband.
No,
she did not say that.
That's how I interpreted it. I mean, it was...
That she doesn't trust me because I'm a man because of my promiscuous sex life.
So have you cheated?
I got married.
Did you cheat?
Never.
You never cheated?
Nah, I don't need to. I did everything before I got married.
You certainly
and he doesn't have time.
Why break up with a Kim Kardashian? Certainly good looking, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to tell you why I did that on your show, but I got to go to break because I got these things again called commercials.
All right, I'll let you go.
I'll let 92.3 now.
All right.
All right.
Okay, quick, Nick. I want to find out what he did with her.
Right. Why did he break up?
He's got to play music, too, you know. That's a top 40 station.
Oh, is that what we're doing now?
I think so. Plus, Dave Navarro's here. I got to talk with Dave.
Ah.
And I got to take a break. I'll
We have to let him go?
I think so. I think he left.
You know, he said he has to go to the bathroom a lot. He's drinking a lot of water because of that kidney thing.
All right, I'll let him go.
Hey, looked like you had fun in there.
We did. This is what we do, man. I told you, I'm a huge Stern fan.
So now that you've spoken with Howard, what do you think working with him will be like both on the air and behind the scenes?
Man, it's amazing. I'm excited about the opportunity. I mean, just to sit at the feet of King of all media and watch him do his thing like this, it's an honor.
All right, and most importantly, after hearing your phone call with Howard, do you think Mariah's opinion of Howard will change?
You know what? I was talking to my wife this morning, and she feels like they cool. She feels like the last couple of conversations they had were pretty straightforward. She said what she had to say. He said what they had to say, that they on cool terms. So I don't think my wife got any beef with Howard Stern.
All right. All right, Nick, thank you very much.
All right. Especially my wife is probably really going to love Howard now because her husband will be home more because of him.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, I'm Gary Dell'Abate. On Monday's wrap-up show, we talked about a ton of stuff. We talked about Chelsea Handler. She talked about wanting to be famous, and we talked about whether we wanted to be famous or not. We talked about tipping. We talked about Mitch Patel, my old intern, and his girlfriend came in, and they're swingers, and how she wants to fuck a guy, and he's not into that. And then JD came in and discussed whether he'd be into that. We covered a wide array of subjects, and here's what happened.
Today, Chelsea Handler dropped by, and was Chelsea happy to be up here? In the beginning, she sounded a little tired, but by the end, she was clicking with Howard.
I think she digs the show. I think everybody hates getting up early. And I think part of her personality is that I think part of her comedy is that she's perennially irritated and pissed off. Like, that's sort of part of who she is.
And Howard loves that.
Right.
Yeah, he loves talking to someone who's as pissed off as he is about a lot of different things.
And willing to talk about it.
Right.
And name names.
Right. And which they did. The first thing I thought that got out was Howard's old college pal, Ted. Chelsea didn't hesitate to talk about him at all.
Right.
And they quickly bonded over that.
Howard is never like Ted. Ted is like a thorn in Howard's side. And every time he got more and more successful, it used to irritate the shit out of Howard. You know, he came on our show once.
And how'd that go?
It wasn't as much fun as making fun of him. And I don't make fun of him. I'm saying for Howard, it probably wasn't as much fun as goofing on him.
Now, why is being famous so important to Chelsea?
I don't know. I mean, she sort of said that it's something that she always dreamt of doing, that she wanted to do. I liked when she talked more about how you think that when you get famous, you can really rub it in everybody's faces, and it's not nearly as much fun as you would think it would be.
Well, that's what Howard said when he ran into, he felt sad more than actually, hey, it's time to gloat. But is being famous important to you?
I'd be lying if I said on some level it wasn't. I mean, when I was in college, I thought that I had a chance to sort of be recognizable, and I like the idea of it, and I like it. I enjoy it.
How about you, Benji?
I think the perks, not I'm famous to a level, to like someone that's like a character on a reality show, but to the perks that we get from it, I think are great, and it's also nice. Like, I like the idea. It's an entree into people. It's like you feel like a little bit more connected to everyone, but the actual just being famous for being famous is not a huge turn on to me.
Yeah, I always say that the best part of working on the show is being a B celebrity who works for an A celebrity, or even a D celebrity who works for an A celebrity, because you do get some cool perks. But like Howard, so almost can't utilize the perks that he gets because he's so famous. He can't. It's hard for him to go to the baseball game and sit in the stands.
What did you think of Chelsea's story about waitressing and how important the tip is?
First of all, I learned something today. I had no idea that they have to pay 8% tax on somebody's bill. That's crazy. Did you know that?
No.
I never heard that before.
That.
But I listen, I worked at TGI Fridays, and I worked with waitresses who were like Chelsea, who just went up to guys and said, really, you're not going to fucking tip me? And there were all sorts of discussions of which ethnic groups, and, like I know that I got yelled at. I was the host, and I got yelled at for seating a table of women in a waitress's section. And I go, what are you mad at? She goes, don't fucking put women in my section. They don't tip for shit.
Actually, yeah, she made an anti-Semitic comment about that.
Well, she said, you're the kind of Jew that makes a Jew like me, or something like that. Yeah. I guess when you're Jewish, you can make anti-Semitic remarks. But I do get,
She's showing half a comment.
When you work hard and somebody tips you, somebody putting $10 down an $800 bill is just, it's the worst thing you can do.
Do you feel pressure to tip well? I mean, have you always felt that pressure?
Yeah. My pressure is, I like to tip well anyway because I think I make enough money to do it, but my other pressure is if you tip like shit, someone will call the show.
That's right. So you better...
Which is, I think, is exactly what Howard... In fact, I was telling you this before. Howard and I went out to dinner one night, and I got to remember if I got this right, but I think I picked up the bill and I put my credit card down, and Howard insisted on leaving a tip, which I thought was weird, but now that I think about it, I realize Howard probably wasn't sure I was going to leave a big enough tip, or not a Howard Stern caliber tip, and he didn't want to leave it to me. And I understand, because when we leave, nobody says, Gary tipped me like shit. It's Howard Stern tipped me like shit. So, and Howard always leaves ridiculous sized tips.
So do you have a general standard? Like, I know 15 to 20%.
I'm 20 to 25%. I mean, I'm guaranteed 20%, sometimes 25%. But again, I would never tip under 20%.
Rick, you're on the wrap-up show. Hey, Rick.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
So just that bit that Chelsea was talking about with the tipping.
Yeah, the 8%.
Yeah, they actually can cost the waitress money to wait on somebody. They take out a percentage of their gross sales to divvy out to the bar, the hostesses, the bus, and all that. So they have to pay that no matter what.
Well, wait a second. She said
something.
You're saying that they take out money to divvy up to everybody. She's saying she has to pay 8% tax. Is that what?
I think no, it's not really tax. I think she just misexplained it.
Right.
But because on any kind of transaction that's credit card, they can trace it. So anything that isn't cash money, you have to pay on.
I do know that when you work in a restaurant, you have to tip the bar backs and the bus boys and some other people. But I understand that, if you, first of all, I don't know who's going to tip 8% or less. You got to think, like, I think in the worst places you tip 10%, but that's unheard of.
You never know, Gar. You never know. But moving on with Chelsea, what did you think of her explanation of her relationship with 50 Cent?
It sounded like she really liked him. It sounded like she went out with him for a goof and found out that she really dug him.
Yeah, and it sounded like when they broke up, they haven't spoken. I guess they get along well now, but they didn't speak to each other for a while based on what she had said to him. So why does she have the ability to fly? I mean, she's an unbelievably successful author. Her television shows are doing well. How does she get to fly under the radar?
Because what are you going to find out about her that she hasn't told you in any of her books or she doesn't say on her show? I think that's a huge thing for her.
And is it odd? I mean, you did it in the book you wrote. I mean, when you put so much of yourself out there, then people sort of think they know you very well, and all of that is there. And I think her and Howard bonded over that a little bit.
But Howard tells everything on the radio show, yet he still gets followed a lot.
True.
But not Jennifer Aniston, whoever it's Julia Roberts caliber. But yeah, he gets followed a lot. I understand though what she said. It's the best of both worlds for her. She gets all the perks and none of the shit.
We're going to move off of Chelsea Handler and on to your former intern, Gary, Mitch, and Jessica, who look great.
She was really pretty.
Does it make you feel awkward at all when Mitch... was Mitch like this when he interned for you?
Absolutely not. He was in college. He was in his maybe 20 or 21. And he was your typical horny college kid. We talked about, chicks we thought were hot. But I don't remember him being like a sex fiend or like having like, oh, I need to do, threesomes. I think he was looking for onesomes at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he seems to hit the mother load with his fiance, but his fiance now wants to bring another guy in bed. And Mitch,
deal breaker.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's a deal breaker for Mitch.
Yeah, I find the whole thing fascinating, and I don't judge. But I don't think, like, as I was listening to them talk about it, I said, like, on the surface, it sounds like a really great idea. Like, oh, my girlfriend's going to let me fuck other girls, or my wife's going to let me fuck other girls. But to me, it sounds both physically and mentally to be an enormous strain. You know what I mean? Like, you have to think about what does it mean? What does it mean? The going out to get them. It just seems like a lot of
scheduling.
A lot of work. It seems like a lot of work. And so I don't know. I don't know Mitch, the comedian swinger. I know Mitch, the intern.
But by the way, she said she would be okay with them having a monogamous traditional relationship. Just if they did that, she doesn't think she would want to bring in other girls if he didn't, eventually let her bring in other guys.
And do you think that's a fair request?
Do I think it's fair? I think anything's fair if you're married and being upfront and like saying, this is, and you're not exploiting the other person. I think it's fair that that's what she wants and that's what he wants.
JD, would you be able to handle another guy in bed?
No. I can barely handle me in bed.
Hold on.
What size bed does JD even have?
but JD, let's go to this one, right?
Yes.
Like who's one of your hot girls? Like a girl that a girl that you really love. Is there an answer to this?
No, I mean there's a lot. There's
okay.
There's a lot.
So the girl that was in Katrina, right? You like her.
Katrina Bowden.
So she's on 30 Rock. So she's super hot. So say Katrina Bowden says, "Hey, I want you to come and I want to hook up with you, and my boyfriend's just going to sit in the corner and jerk off."
No, I couldn't. That's too weird. I can't have another guy.
Not going to come near you. Not going to touch you. He's all the way in the corner.
I could have been. If I was into that, I could have did that when I was down at hedonism, because that's all. That in fact, that was probably the only way I would have gotten laid. And since I wasn't into it, I didn't get much of anything. So no, I would not. No other guys. I want no other penises in the room. It's just mine.
But if other girls are around,
that's that's fine with me.
Double standard.
Well, listen, I'm sorry. I'm just being me.
But the more the merrier, right?
Oh, I don't know. Well, no, I don't know about that.
But just Gary's
the more it might be sadder.
Gary's scenario, like, so you said the Katrina Bowden is her name, like, is one of your hottest chicks, like, so you couldn't have the guy in there jerking off. What if she told you like he was just watching but not jerking off?
No. I don't want to be watched. I don't
What
want
if he just-
I don't want to be analyzed whatsoever.
What if he knew about it and was like, I'm going to let you guys in the room alone, I'll leave, and I'll come back, or call me when you're done, I'll come back.
Well, you know, I don't know.
All right, Katrina, you have a little shot here.
Hey, by the way, Benji, because you've been into some interesting stuff. Have you ever been with a chick where a dude's been in the room just watching?
Yes, but like I've been in it. Like that's never would be my first choice.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
I don't think it's anybody's.
well, no, I think it is some people's, but opportunistically, when that's the only way it was going to happen,
Right.
yeah, yeah, it's happening.
And are you?
It's not.
If Elisa wanted to bring another guy in,
no,
would you
no
be
way,
okay with
no,
that?
absolutely no way. No.
But see, for me, the guy in the corner only freaks me out because, like, I'd have one eye open because I think I keep waiting for him to, like, I'll just shove a finger up your ass, because you have your attention somewhere else and he catch you off guard.
Waiting for him to slowly creep in.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday's wrap-up show, I went in to talk about the whole Ronnie fiasco. Apparently, he didn't enjoy me calling him borderline stupid. But and then after that, I talked about his whole yelling at his appearances and what a nightmare that is. I've seen that at a party, so here it is.
Howard says he wishes he wasn't associated with one of the two Ronnie Munns that he's gotten to know, and we should get into that a little bit when Ronnie comes in here about how he really is two different people, Gary.
I agree.
There's the
I agree.
character and the...
Because you and I talked about this when we were in Vegas, about, like, we love Ronnie and how Ronnie has a big heart, what a great guy he is. But I don't know that guy's coming across on the air a lot lately.
Well, that guy wasn't doing that contest in Vegas. You could see that. I mean,
I started to write Howard a note last night. I canceled it at the last second. But after I watched Ronnie, I wrote him a note that said, I thank God, I thank you and God every day that I don't have to do these appearances anymore. Because when you go out in front of a crowd, there's... you feel compelled to do something.
Right.
And when you don't have an act or you don't do anything, Ronnie and I are famous for being famous. I'm famous for, I can't book a guest in front of a crowd. And so I never felt comfortable doing it.
Oh, and Ronnie also took issue with Scott DePace. He was insulted that Scott called him stupid, and he kind of went off on you, Scott, really out of left field. I didn't see that coming, did you?
Your mistake, Scott, was that you gave your opinion on how smart you think everybody is, and somebody asked you, but once you put that out there, everyone's going to come back
The
at you.
fact is, everyone here has called me stupid from one time or the other. And, Ronnie, everyone, Howard, I mean, all those guys. So, yeah, I guess I'm not Howard. All of those guys have pretty much said that he's stupid. They pretty much made fun of his poem. And somehow I'm the bad guy. So, okay.
But you know what I think the difference is? Like, I'll say sometimes, Scott, you're being stupid, or I think your politics are stupid, but I don't think you are stupid. You sort of made the blanket statement pursuant to nothing.
Look, it's an
I think
interview.
Ronnie is in general stupid.
All right, ask me the question again. Rank people around
Do you think
here.
Ronnie's a bright guy?
Yes. Everyone here is very bright.
But you're not being real.
Well, I mean, how else am I supposed to answer
Tell the
it?
truth. Tell what you feel.
I think I did.
You pride yourself
Sort of.
on answering questions honestly and bluntly.
Yeah.
And now you're saying that you think Ronnie is a bright guy? Because in that interview, it didn't sound like you thought Ronnie was a very bright guy.
I don't think John understands sarcasm.
You are a point above him in IQ.
Yeah, clearly, I'm missing it. That's the one point.
Maybe you're the dummy. Look, do I think he's borderline stupid? Like I said, no. That's a little.
Is there anyone here you think is?
No. I don't even know if Bobo was. I don't think I've ever met someone borderline stupid besides a retarded guy.
What's borderline stupid?
Yeah,
because it's not retarded.
Define borderline stupid.
Just someone who you can't even have a conversation with, who has no sense of reason or I don't know.
But that's retarded, what you're talking about. There are stupid people who aren't retarded.
Well, show me one of them. Who do you think is here?
I think that Sal, in some areas, can be bright, and in some areas, I think Sal lacks common sense.
So that's your way of sugarcoating.
No,
it.
I
say
think
in some
I don't
ways
think
he can
Sal's
be
stupid.
bright.
I think Sal lacks book smarts, and I think he lacks common sense. On the other hand, I think sometimes he's sort of a little street smart. He's sharp in some other areas, so I don't completely discount him. But sometimes he doesn't think things through.
He's brilliant at making some of those calls.
That's right.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I think I said that I think Sal is reasonably intelligent. But so maybe I should say Ronnie doesn't show or sound very intelligent, but he can drive very well.
Okay.
I mean, like I don't know. I made a comment and he got angry and.
Do you see why Ronnie would find that comment insulting?
I would say that you'd be stupid for being surprised that he's mad that you called him stupid.
No, I mean my point is that everyone here has called me stupid, and Howard has basically said that he's not. Stupid is a strong word, and maybe that's the problem. I shouldn't be saying stupid because I don't think he's stupid. But if we had to take an SAT test, let's say we all had to go in and. My money's not going on him. That's it.
So he's not strong academically in your eyes.
What do you think?
I'm just stating what you said.
I'm not sure how I feel right now. What do you think?
You're not sure how you feel because you're backpedaling on what you said before.
Well, that's really what I meant. I just mean that Ronnie's a great guy. And like he said, he's successful in business.
So did you feel bad saying that about Ronnie? Because it heated up pretty quickly between you two.
Well, I felt bad that he got so upset. I mean, I thought his skin was a little thicker. That I always think I'm always surprised when anyone here gets upset because of all the.
But you get
trash talk
upset.
that goes on. I do when it's 5-on-1 sort of thing. That's
no,
what
you
pisses
get
me
if somebody takes a shot at you, it upsets you sometimes.
Not really, go ahead.
I'm not looking to fight with you. But who do you think here? Have you ever met anybody like that's borderline stupid? Like some of the whack packers? No, because I think it's a funny phrase. Like where would you put Miss Howard Stern?
I've never really. I don't speak to a lot of the guests, so I don't really. But my interaction from what they. Yeah, I think Miss Howard Stern is probably borderline stupid. I think is Beetlejuice officially retarded? Because if not, he's definitely stupid.
You really have to ask that question?
Well, I don't know. What is there a clinical term? And how do you? I don't
know what the clinical term is. But if you ask somebody to spell red 3 times and they spell 3 different ways, I'm going to go with whatever that phrase
is. Then he's flat out retarded.
Steve in Pennsylvania, you're on the wrap-up show.
High pitch Eric seems very stupid.
Hello.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve Carnathan, I'm a big fan. Hey, listen, Pace, you're just a backpedaling asshole, first of all.
Shut up.
And
You're
second of all, Ronnie runs his business, and he runs it better than obviously you did.
I don't run Ronnie's business.
No, Ronnie runs his own. He's a hell of a lot more successful than you are. You're just a typical politician, backpedaling asshole.
I'm not a politician. What?
Now, Scott, did you think it was fair for Howard to be upset at Ronnie and the way he behaved out in Vegas? Do you think Ronnie's representing the show?
I mean, listen, Ronnie's his own guy. If he's going to say that this is Ronnie from the Howard Stern show, I could see Howard's point.
But, I mean, it's a Howard TV event. He's saying Howard TV up there.
I don't know. I'd be curious to talk to some of the people. Do they think are they getting some part of the Howard Stern show? Or they think it's going to be a big comedy show? Or if they go expecting to hear some guy just yell at them the whole time, well, then they deserve it.
Gary, what do you think? Should Howard be upset by this? He said he doesn't want to associate himself with that kind of guy.
The thing is, I think that Ronnie's sort of getting mixed signals because Ronnie hasn't really changed too much. He's always sort of been like that. I think that Howard's perception of how he'd like to be received by the audience might be changing a little, which he's totally entitled to, by the way. And so maybe one day he wasn't paying attention. One day he woke up and somebody sent him the tape. It's like, oh my God, that's just out there representing me. I'm not sure that I'm crazy about that anymore.
So you think Howard has changed, not Ronnie?
Yeah, to some degree, and I think that's perfectly fine for somebody to change.
Just so everyone knows, that is the guy that shows up at all the parties that we have.
But if you go to dinner with Ronnie, or if you just hang out with Ronnie, that's not the guy you hang out with.
No, because normally that's before that guy comes out. When he gets a little drunk, then suddenly forget about it.
All right, Ted, let's take a break. We'll try and get Ronnie down here to refute some of what Scott said, calling him borderline stupid. Ronnie just joined us, and Ronnie, we were talking to Scott about him calling you borderline stupid. And he's backed off of that a little bit, but you went after him pretty hard today.
What do you mean by backed off a little bit? What does that mean?
Well, he was trying to. Well, Scott, you should speak for yourself. I don't want to put words in your
I already
mouth.
did it once. I can't. I don't know.
I think he said that he doesn't think you're book smart, but you drive well.
No, that was a joke. I think that, to say you're borderline stupid is certainly an exaggeration. All I was saying is if we were going to
Why would you say it at all then?
They asked me the question. Who is rank everyone around here. And I had just got done hearing you do your poem, and I didn't think it sounded
very
You just got done hearing me do my poem.
You had just said you had
I did my poem at the Christmas party. That was December 15th.
Yeah, the first one. The first poem about the winter. It's
okay.
cold.
You had just heard that?
You just said it on the air. And that
No, you're getting caught up. What we played was taped about a month ago with DePace as well. So he's saying when he was interviewed, he heard you it was a day or two after he heard you do your poem.
Oh, okay.
But Scott said, like, if you took the SAT, he doesn't think you do very well.
As well as most
can I ask you a question? What at this point in my life, does that matter now?
Yeah, I know. I agree with you.
Same thing with an IQ test. What is that going to do for me?
I agree with you.
And
100%.
what did it do for you, except to find out that Will is smarter than you?
That's debatable.
He passed it. He got a higher score, didn't he?
Still don't know how he did it.
I don't know, man.
Really?
I know it bothered
Like
him.
you can't get over the fact that he may be
No,
smarter
it
than you?
bothered him badly, man.
There was that whole news story.
Which turned out not to be true.
Well, I don't know.
Do you think Will cheated and that's why he got more than you?
Look, I know he called me the day before he took it in a panic.
We all did. We were all. I called Howard in a panic the day. We all were in a panic, except for you.
And he called me in a panic, wanting to know everything about the test. And then he did a lot of research on it. I don't know. Look, he's a smart guy. I never said he wasn't. I just the 131.
You can't just say he scored better than you on the IQ test.
I told you it bothers him to no
Wow.
And that's your friend.
Maybe. All right. He probably did get the one.
I don't know.
Is there anybody? Is there anyone here you feel is smarter than you?
I think everyone's smart.
Answer my question. Is there anyone here that you feel is
there
smarter
anyone
than you?
here whose intelligence intimidates me? No.
Is there anyone here who you feel is smarter than you are?
I don't know. How do I know that?
Is
anyone here a scientist? No.
It's a gut guess.
Gut guess? I'm sure there is.
But who would it be then?
It could be.
It's not Robin. It's not Fred.
Could be
Obviously.
Will.
Could be Will.
It could be Howard.
Mm-hmm.
It could be John.
But wait a second. So if you're doing the IQ test, throwing all the jokes out the window, John and I scored 1 point below you. It's a veritable.
John was a couple more than.
No, John and I are the same.
Oh,
1 point.
It's a veritable tie. You don't think that we're all around the same intelligence, or do you think that 1 point really makes you so much smarter than John and I?
It was a really hard point.
No, I'm being serious.
I mean, you're the same as I am. It's obvious that the test. I mean, I don't know any other barometer than the IQ test. So what am I to say? You're right in the same family as I am.
No, but that's because it sounded like you were going a different way. But we were saying, who do you think here could be?
You said, "What's my gut on who could be smarter than I?" I don't think you're smarter than I am. That's my gut.
That's okay. I'm just wondering if there's anybody else that could be.
I don't know. I'd have to go through the whole list in demand.
Like, do you think you're the smartest guy in the TV room, as a for instance?
Yes. No. Maybe.
Who was the no?
Goodstein, Ganji, Phelan.
You think Ganji might be smarter than you?
No. I'm smart.
Those were the yeses.
So, Ronnie, you agree? Scott doesn't think anybody here is smarter than he is.
Yeah, I agree.
I just said you could be, John.
And that.
Well, you said it, but you didn't mean it.
Well, wait a second. John and I have the same IQ, so why could he be smarter than you, but I couldn't?
Well, I think yours is swayed in the memory category, which I don't value.
You don't know what
you have the Fred problem, guy.
But you don't know what John scored high.
I don't know, Gary. I don't know. You're asking me these questions. I don't know. There's no way to judge.
Yet
Let's cut our brains open.
There's no way to judge, yet somehow you managed to.
Well, of course. I mean, you're asking me for a gut feeling. I'm not willing to say my gut says that you're smarter than I am.
Well, what would make you say I was stupid?
What do you think made Howard, Robin, and Fred at times call you stupid?
I never heard him call me stupid.
Well, stupid's a strong word. I've said that. All right, so let's back away from stupid. Let's say not as intelligent as they are.
Yeah, because of grammar and stuff, and the shit I do with my appearances. That's drinking, okay? The shit I do with my appearances is having a good time.
Ronnie, why?
And if you've never been to one of my appearances either, everybody is having a good time, believe it or not.
I don't think anybody questions the fact that people are having a good time. If you watch the video, everyone's having a great time. But Howard seemed to say that this Ronnie Mund, he doesn't want to be any part of. He sort of wants to disassociate himself from you because you're representing the show in a way I guess he's not a fan of.
Okay.
Do you understand where he's coming from?
I understand. I understand where he's coming from, but if you're not there to see the actual appearance and what's going on and how drunk everybody is there. I'm not even talking about me. I'm talking about the people that are there. You're in a club with 2,000 people there in this club, and they're all, one is drunker than the other. It's everybody's having a good time. That's all it is.
Yeah, I don't see too many people coming to a strip club and going, this is disturbing.
Nobody was insulted. I could tell you that.
Do you feel
I didn't insult anybody, I promise you.
Well, do you feel when you do these appearances, you're sort of giving the people what they want, like what they come for?
I think so, because it's a wild party is what it was. This wasn't a strip club. It was it was Lavo. It's a club.
It's a club.
One of the biggest clubs in Vegas.
Yeah.
Gary, when we have parties and Ronnie starts in with his yelling, what do you think of that?
I'm amused.
You're amused.
Yeah, I don't go, oh, there's dumbass Ronnie. I think I'm amused. I think it's funny. I've known
sometimes it goes on a little long.
I haven't been to a lot of those. Like the last time I really witnessed Ronnie genuinely out of control for any length of time, it was like 6 or 7 years ago. It was that Valentine's Day party. Where that was like really bad.
See, and that's fun. But then
that
when
was like he was
else,
drunk at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 2 o'clock.
When everyone else starts jumping in, like Phelan starts yelling, and it becomes just a shout fest for no reason. I just want to stick a fork in my.
No, I get that.
But Howard feels that Ronnie's reflecting poorly on him. Like Ronnie is a reflection of his persona and who Howard is.
I guess it depends on how he's billed. If he's billed Ronnie from Howard Stern show, then maybe that could. But if everyone's liking
this time I was billed as Ronnie from Howard TV.
Right.
Yeah, you think Howard TV bears some of the responsibility here, Ronnie?
Well, I don't. What, for me yelling?
Like, are they encouraging you to do more of that, or are you doing that on your own?
No, I think listen, Howard TV loves it. Okay, for the mere fact that they get content out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They get a TV show, behind the scenes show, whatever.
Is that in your head when you're up there?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's just I'm having fun. Everybody was having fun,
and I have to.
And the girls were having a blast on stage dancing. They were most of them were high as a kite. They not drunk. Not right. I don't know if high as a kite, but they were having a great time dancing. They wanted to win. The girl who won was thrilled.
And I take it back. Ronnie, I hate to keep bringing up bad times. It wasn't
They're not bad times to me.
It wasn't the Valentine's Day thing. It was Bubba's wedding.
Well, yeah,
that
was a bad time to me.
That was really the last time.
That I remember when the night ended, and I went back to my hotel room, and I sat there by myself, and I said, I am definitely fucked here.
What are your two egos again?
I knew it.
What is it? It's Ron and
Ronald.
Oh, Ronald. So you should try doing one of these events as the nice guy. What's that guy, Ron?
Yeah, nobody wants to come and see that.
Me then.
Let's have some respect for the women.
They're not paying to see Ronald. They're
and I
paying
didn't
to see
call
Ronnie.
the girl a shit ass. I'm telling. Oh, it was chit. I didn't say shits. I said chicks.
John in Long Island, you're on the wrap-up show. How you doing, John?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
I just kind of want to defend Scott here a little bit, which is kind of strange for me because I seem to never agree with him.
Okay. Thank you.
But Scott, I think he's kind of right. I know these are co-workers of yours, and it's very hard to call somebody that you work with stupid. But all the fans even know it's funny for the show to hear, like Ronnie's poetry and that whole thing where they were going to give Ronnie another show, and they called it More Ronnie, and he didn't even get the joke for a week. He is kind of.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's kind of.
No, I got the joke. I said it right away. Moron.
I said. It took a while to get it. Somebody had to explain it to you, and you came in and confronted Howard a day or two later and said, "You guys are making fun of me behind my back." But I mean, it's funny, but I think he put the wrong one lowest. I think Sal is definitely the lowest. He can't even pick out the U.S. on a map.
He's just not educated. There's a difference.
Yeah, well, that is kind of. I mean, you go through. If you graduate high school and you don't pick up some of the material, that is kind of stupid, don't you think?
Stupid of the school to give him a diploma.
Well, and Sal gets very insulted if anybody calls him stupid.
That's his Achilles heel. If you say Sal's stupid, it's very upsetting to him. But he's right. And Sal's move is, what do I need to know where Florida is? What am I going to use it in my daily life?
Right.
I get on a plane, they take me there. What the fuck do I have to pick it on a map?
All right, thanks for calling in, John. So are you two okay now?
I apologize to Ronnie.
Yeah, which I know took a lot for Scott to apologize to somebody.
Did you think it was a sincere apology?
Yeah, I do. I really do. Yeah, I thought it was very sincere because I heard from little flies on the wall that he was upset about the whole thing after it went down.
Really?
Oh, then you're full of shit. Then your fucking apology doesn't mean nothing. Then
No. Wait, whoa. I mean, I wasn't pouting in the room.
no, I didn't say you were pouting. Did I say you were pouting?
I was upset
I
that
said
you were
it
upset.
bothered you. I said it bothered you.
I didn't like.
Yeah, okay.
You and I were always good. And I don't want to.
I've never had a bad word with you, but you know what? Last night, the funny thing was when he said it yesterday, and John Lieberman, I think, came to me and asked me about it, and I just, what the hell you're talking about? I didn't even know that he did an interview about he was doing a story like this. But I went, now, I never hear the news stories, but now you can go on Twitter and listen to them. So I just went and listened to it in the afternoon. I heard it on Twitter on my phone, and it's like, what the fuck, man? what is with this guy? It bothered me all night. And I was just hoping it would come, because I had to explode today on this. I
could tell.
Now, if
you unleashed.
If you didn't go in for because Howard brought you in for the Vegas stuff, would you have gone up to Scott and told him that, it kind of pissed you off what he had to say?
I would have waited because I knew sooner or later it would have probably came up on the air because I know Lieberman was going to headline it.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have came up then, and then I would have, went in. But, no, I don't think I would have confronted. Howard likes, like he said this morning,
on the air.
He loves fights. He loves it. He thrives on it. And
Hey, Ronnie, if you were asked if you had to pick a stupid person on the staff, who would you choose?
Benchy, I wouldn't call anybody stupid.
That's
I've never
fair.
called.
That's fair.
I wouldn't do it.
Okay, that's
Even
what
if you had to. Even if I thought you were the dumbest fucking person in the world, I don't do that. And I don't tell people I hate them either.
Hi, I'm Scott the Engineer, and on Wednesday's wrap-up show, the subject came up of me screwing something up. I deleted some important material Howard was trying to play. I went in, I admitted it, and eventually he got mad but apologized, so check it out.
I think we should start with something that happened at the end of the show, which was Scott Salem deleting Howard's page. And the way Howard handled it, because you heard the anger, he yelled at Scott, he was all pissed off, and then a caller called in, and 10 minutes later he's apologizing for the way he treated Scott. But that's just a screw-up, Gary, that I was surprised. I thought it was going to go on for longer, and I wonder if Scott's heard the last of it.
It would have gone on for longer 15 years ago. I felt for Scott, and I felt for Howard. First of all, I need to explain to folks that all the pages that we have, the Gary page 1, JD page 2, all that stuff, as the show goes on, we play Howard all these bits, and Howard takes the best of these bits and he pulls them over to, it's called the cart rack, but I call it the on-deck circle. And Howard moves things around. He's like, okay, I'm going to play this and this and this, and this is the order. And so to go back and recreate that is near impossible because I gave him so much stuff this morning, I'm not positive I remember what was on his pages, and I don't always see what he pulls over. So Howard's like, and it's not just for today. If we didn't get to it today, it's waiting for him on Monday, and he constantly recreates that page. So I felt for him that went away. Hey, there goes Tom Green. What's up, man? I felt really bad for him that went away, but I felt really bad for Scott too because it's an honest mistake.
Yeah, and Scott said that. He said, I hit the wrong button, I made a mistake, but for it to happen at that point in the show, the way Howard was feeling, it's just not good.
It would have been worse if it happened at the beginning of the show because we would have lost. Howard at least got to play a bunch of the stuff that was on there.
Right.
But it's not good for anybody involved. But when I sit in there, I think of the days when I was under fire like that where I know I fucked up. And there's nothing you can say or do. You fucked up and you just have to sit there and take it, and you just don't know when it's going to end.
But aren't you better off just copping to it as Scott did, not pretending there was some weird thing that happened or a glitch? Or it just
absolutely. But sometimes that's worse because you're copping to it. And you're like, I know, man, I fucked up. I'm so sorry, and he just doesn't care. What else can you do? You just have, it's like you're getting the shit kicked out of you, and you put your hands over your face and keep taking the punches until it stops.
And Scott took it, but the bowling thing came up again. And when Howard starts hitting you with that, you wonder, what subtext is going on.
And again, I used to take that all the time. It could be like I would fuck something up, and Howard would bring up an appearance I did a month ago. Oh, well, maybe you weren't at the car show a month ago. Maybe you'd get this shit right. And I was like, and so he grabs whatever weapons he can.
Yeah, and then you're thinking, is it on his mind still? And then it starts playing games in your head.
Well, Jason and I had this interesting conversation. I guess the reason why I'm so sensitive to the whole Scott thing is because I said to Jason, I remember those days. And Jason said, I said it would really hurt And he said, well, but after when you went to break, Howard said I was just kidding around. I go, never. And Jason goes, God, as a listener, I just always assumed that you and Howard had this thing. And I go, no, we just sort of moved on. It was sort of unspoken, except sometimes I didn't know whether he was still mad or not.
Did you ever get an apology like that, like Scott got today? That quickly?
Yeah, but all more recently. I think so, but I'd say 90% of the time I didn't. 95% of the time I didn't.
And I wonder with Scott and the dates, I know he's doing the block party and the bowling and stuff like that. Does he think twice about doing it, or is Scott just so beaten down he takes it and he moves on because he knows eventually it's going to pass?
The second.
Yeah, I think so too. Were you impressed by how Scott handled himself in there, Benji?
That the more feeling was I felt horrible for him because it's like it's just like I thank God I'm not in a position like that. Something like that could happen. It sounds like it was like just a total mistake, and I understand what Howard's point of view. Right. It's like when you write a term paper and someone erases it.
That's right. That's exactly what it's like. It's really all the funny stuff for the day. And in his mind, he said, if I take this, it's like a puzzle. I'll take this and this and this and put it all together. It's going to work.
Yeah, and poof, it's gone.
Right.
So you understand where the anger is coming from. And Scott, that's one of those situations where you made an honest mistake. There's nothing you can do. Are you surprised he turned around and apologized to you so quickly?
Yeah, a little surprised. He probably wouldn't have done it if the caller didn't push him into it. But I was a little surprised. I didn't need that. I mean, I would be just equally as pissed off as he was. It's something that I did that shouldn't happen.
So after you hit the button and you realize what happens, what's going through your mind?
Oh, fuck. Shit. I'm like, God damn it. So I said, I can't just not tell anybody and let it go, and hopefully things won't show up.
Scott came to me. I was supposed to tell Howard during the break, and we had like this 45-second break where I was talking to him about a contest, and I just didn't get to it.
He found it without you telling him?
That's right.
Oh, that's even worse. But I did go to Gary right after it happened. I said, listen, I deleted a page by accident. I just want you to know. I didn't just leave.
Oh, no. Yeah, he fessed up to it, but there's nothing you can do.
That was the only thing I could have done. I mean, so... Yeah, I felt really bad. It's not something that, I do.
What about the bowling comments and the block party comments and the other things that Howard said when he was sort of getting on
you? Know, when you get mad and you're in an argument with somebody, you just bring up shit and you throw it around, and,
whatever. Like, when you're talking to your wife and you call her a cunt and whore? Oh, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
No, but that's almost what it's like. It's like all bets are off.
Yeah. So
I would hate to fight with Howard in real life.
The bowling and the block party have nothing to do with what I do here. So, I mean, they're associated, but in terms of doing my job here, no, I didn't fuck up because I do those other things.
All right, we have a hit TV show lady here, Chelsea Handler. We're going to bring her in.
Oh, one of those hit TV show ladies.
That's right. Something wrong with that? No.
Hi.
Good morning, Chelsea.
Good morning.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Your big debut.
I know. I'm very, very excited.
Nervous at all?
No.
Just curious. I read this.
No. I don't get nervous very often. Should I be?
No. Here, right this way, Chelsea. You guys used to be coworkers of sorts.
Who, Howard and I?
Yeah, when he was on E.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't on E when Howard was on E.
You guys never crossed paths?
No, never.
But so what's going on with you? What's new?
Well, I'm here. I'm in New York.
I woke up about 30 minutes ago.
That's got to be tough for a West Coast-based person like yourself.
It is. It's very tough. I was wondering how he does this job every day. It's something that would not be good for me. I'm not a morning person.
I don't think he is either, but...
I don't think anyone's really a morning person, except for babies.
I don't think 4 in the morning is really... Yeah, you're right. Isn't good for anyone except for...
But it feels good to have a camera 3 inches away from my face.
I know. I was hoping I'd get even closer, too.
Would you like to go inside me?
Yes.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, I'll leave you alone, Chelsea. Good luck.
Thanks.
I watched the first 2 episodes of her TV show, the sitcom. It's actually pretty good. Is it?
You know, so the show is based on her books, her life in her 20s when she was sleeping around like a maniac.
Those books sold insane numbers.
Insane numbers means what?
A lot of books.
At one point,
what's
she had 3 books. They were 1, 2, 3 on New York.
You got it, my friend.
She's dated 50 Cent for briefly.
He did some stuff on her show too.
She was in a Twitter feud with Nick Cannon. She said she discovered masturbation in 3rd grade. She's a big drinker. She got a DUI when she was 21, but she's proud. She has Belvedere as one of her sponsors. Her mother was a Mormon. Her father was Jewish. Grew up in New Jersey. The other thing, if you see that, the first line from her book, when she was 7, she walked in on her parents having sex. She saw her mom jumping around naked in a nurse's hat while her father chased her with a bandana around his neck.
All right.
You know she doesn't play. She plays her older sister on the sitcom too. Another girl plays her.
Howard, it's weird because they got a younger, hotter chick to play her, but she's the older sister.
I got it. Chelsea Handler is very successful on the E! Network. She is also very successful. Hey, Chelsea.
Hi.
There you are. Chelsea is very successful also as an author. She has sold 3 books, and now the 4th one is coming out, right?
No, the 4th one came out about a year ago.
Okay.
But thanks for fact-checking.
Yeah, it's early and I'm tired. And
You're tired. I don't know how you do this. This is brutal.
It's brutal, but I'm only doing it 3 days a week now. But now with my new America's Got Talent judging duties.
Oh, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
That's
now
phenomenal.
We're part of the same family now, Aren't you on NBC?
I am.
You are, so
Think
there we
so.
go. Yeah. So, but when you... I'm all over the place right now, but when you write 4 books and 3 of them are bestsellers, at one point
4 of them are bestsellers.
4 of them are bestsellers.
I mean, I don't mean to brag or anything or be conceited, but that's just,
But,
that's
the
just the
numbers
bottom
are the
line.
numbers, right?
When the last book came out, it was like a $6.5 million advance.
Was it? I didn't get paid then.
You didn't get paid that. That was the rumor.
No. I didn't get $6.5 million. I think that was like Tina Fey or someone.
But not you.
No, I don't remember what it was, but it was not that.
Your success, though, now is pretty astronomical. And I remember the first I heard of you was when you started on E!
Right, because you were good friends with Ted Harbert.
Well, I don't like Ted. I feel Ted's a phony. But that was my assessment of him. I knew him in college. We were on the college radio
At
station.
BU?
At BU.
Uh-huh.
He was a year younger than me.
Yeah.
And I remember that you got the job at E! Television. You had your own show. But the thing was, I had heard that you were dating Ted at the same time. So I assumed, he's throwing his girlfriend on television.
Right.
So when you do that, when you go on, so everyone was against you, I'd imagine. True? I mean, did you have that
Everyone
feeling?
except for Ted.
Right. Ted was your champion. You broke up with him a long time ago.
Yeah, I got really, yes.
Are you still friends with him?
Well, I wouldn't call us friends. I mean, we email, I'm in the city, so I emailed him. He emailed me a question about something, and I emailed him back. Kind of my friends and I were sitting around saying, wouldn't it be funny if we called Ted and had him meet us for drinks?
Why is that funny?
Just because Ted is, Ted. He's just kind of like that kid in school who, yells out the answer before anybody else has a chance to, who's just like, he's just a nerdy guy and he wants to fit in and be one of the cool kids. And he would come to like writers meetings at the show at Chelsea Lately. And he was he wanted to be in on the joke, and he was kind of the joke, he was just he's a very, very silly guy, and he's not the most, what you said earlier, he's not the most, he tries very hard, so I have some sympathy for him.
Were you in love with him?
At some point, yes.
You were, and he was your boss.
Well, the show started before he and I got together. When we were collaborating on the show, that's when he was separated from his wife, and he was kind of, after me, and I was like, okay. And I, at the time, I was, this was like 5 years ago or something. I thought there was something kind of interesting about him. He's very smart.
Right.
He knew a lot about TV, And then I moved in with him, and I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to fucking kill this guy. So, I mean,
Is that what killed the relationship? Because you were working together, he was your boss, then he moves in, and you need your space.
Well, yeah, I would come home from work. I would do my show. And I would come home from work, and he's like, do you want to watch your show? And I'd be like, no, I just came from my show. Like, I don't want to watch myself on television.
So that kills the relationship. Does that always kill a relationship for you when a guy moves in? Are you just such an independent, strong woman that you can't live with a guy?
I would probably say that that's true. I mean, he's the only man I've ever lived with, and I don't think it's very hard to live with someone. I live with my brother and a lesbian from Dallas right now in Los Angeles. I like people in my house, but I don't necessarily want somebody in my room all the time.
So you're one of those people, like people might think you're a loner, but you're actually a people addict. You need someone around all the time.
Yeah.
But
probably.
you try to act like you're independent.
Yeah,
but not a relationship.
No, I like relationships. I like short-term relationships mostly, or long-distance relationships under the right circumstances. But I come from a big family, so I like to have everybody around me. I like people to know they're there. If you want to interact, you can walk downstairs, do whatever. Or if you want to go upstairs and be alone, you can do either. I definitely don't like to be alone in a big house.
Freedom is a big deal for you then. Is it freedom?
I like to fly around, do whatever I want, bring my friend. I always bring a lot of people
What is it that you do that you have to do that a guy could hold you back from doing?
Masturbate. I masturbate all day long.
Do you?
No, I don't, actually.
Right.
I never masturbate, actually.
You used to masturbate a lot when you were younger,
Yeah,
right?
I did. Before I knew what I was doing was masturbating.
Right. And
But
you
that
would-
was on a playground, so it was totally legal.
And when you masturbated, what did you think about? Would you think about guys you wanted to have sex with or guys you had had sex with?
No, I was 8, so I wasn't having sex.
No, you were masturbating when you were older.
No. I had a thing. I had a thing like on the play when you're a little girl and you discover like you're riding on the monkey bars and then all of a sudden the bell rings and you're like,
right.
I can't go back to class. It's not even about sex. It's just about that sensation.
The release.
Yes.
But as a teenager, you didn't masturbate?
No. I kind of always thought masturbating was just like, I don't want to sit around like jerking off. I thought it was a waste of time. And I figure if I'm going to have sex with a guy, I'll have sex with a guy.
Were you popular? You're very pretty. Were you popular in high school? Because as a comedian, I would think, it's sort of a fine line. Like you've got to be a hard ass. You got to be this and that and the other thing. And at the same time, you were the pretty girl. And everyone would say, well, pretty girls can't be funny.
Well, I was a little chunky. I wasn't fat or anything, but I definitely wasn't popular. I would go in and out of groups. Like I would be in like the popular group and then I would do something and they would all hate me. And then I would go into like, the less popular girls and then somehow I would piss them off and then I'd like just switch schools.
But you make it seem like you were out of control. Like you were proud of the fact that you had a DUI when you were 21 years old. Like
I wasn't proud of it. I just wasn't lying about it.
Right. You were up front.
I'm a big proponent of just say what your shortcomings are and be honest about who you are. As long as you're honest, then nobody can ever say, oh, you fucking lied to me. I'm like, listen, any guy I date, it's like, well, I want to know about your history. It's like, well, it's in the book. I talk about it very openly.
It's liberating, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah. I don't like liars.
You are who you are.
But sometimes when you admit something in a book, and then someone brings it up like in an interview or your friends bring it up and all of a sudden you shut up. I don't want anyone to know that. I've written things in my books that I go, oh, fuck, why did I write that? Because then it's out there. I guess I was in some sort of la-la land where I thought, no one will ever bring this up to me. Like it'll all be quiet. I'll never have children one day, this kind of thing.
Right.
And then it all bites you in the ass, doesn't it?
Well, that's why I'm not going to have any children.
Right. You know that for a fact.
Yeah, I got my tubes tied on the way here this morning.
Perfect. I knew it. You looked a little...
You're the perfect girl.
Peeking. Where'd you grow up? In Boston?
Livingston, New Jersey.
Oh, Livingston, New Jersey. And you're growing up and you're in the in crowd, you're out of the in crowd, but men play an essential role in your life? Are you always the girl with a boyfriend?
No, I mean I have relationships and then I take nice long breaks in between. Like when Ted and I lived together for 4 years, and I literally woke up one morning And I hadn't been drinking for like 2 weeks because I was getting ready for this Shape cover photo shoot, like with that magazine. And I hadn't been drinking. And so my mind was like, I was almost hallucinating because I drink on a regular basis. And I was.
So you had like the DTs?
So, no, but I was just so clear headed. You know, when you don't drink for a while, you're just like.
Reality looks
kind
of
like,
weird.
Oh my God, wait, what the hell am I doing? And I literally woke up and I looked at Ted. I'm like, I got to go. I'm like, I'm taking the dog and I'm moving out. I go, this is it.
That was the breakup.
Yeah, that was it. And he was like, Chelsea, you know, he's like, you haven't been drinking in 2 weeks. You're not thinking clearly.
You need to drink. So do you really drink that much?
No, I just drink. I don't get drunk very often, but I do drink regularly. Like,
What
I don't
does that
drink
mean?
Monday. Like, I won't drink usually if I'm working on my show, you know, which is almost every week. I don't drink like Monday through Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday and Saturday I'll drink. And then Sunday I start again, no drinking.
What are you drinking vodka? Are you drinking
vodka mostly?
Do you drink wine or something?
Sometimes I have a glass of wine. If I'm just going to dinner and I'm not like going out, I'll just have a glass of wine.
And when you're drinking vodka, I mean, are you drinking a couple of drinks a night?
Yeah.
And do you think there's a problem?
No.
You don't? You don't think you're an alcoholic?
No, I don't have an alcoholic's personality. No. I've never really worried about that.
Have you ever been tested for like I went to
For
some
AIDS?
No, well, that of course.
No, I just don't want to know.
Do you make these guys wear a rubber when they bang you?
I make everybody give me an AIDS test whenever I start a relationship.
You do?
And yes, I use protection as most of the time.
I met you this summer. You were going out with a guy. I guess that's ended. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's over.
That's over. You were going out with him. He doesn't wear a rubber when he bangs you?
We didn't have sex. We were just seeing each other for 9 months. We just kissed.
Is that it? No, come on. When a
No,
guy
we had protected sex.
You did?
Yes.
But why
would you think that we wouldn't?
Because you give him the AIDS test.
Uh-huh.
And then sort of he's clean, I guess, of all diseases, and you are.
But I don't want to get pregnant either.
Right.
So, and I'm not on the pill.
And you would never take the pill.
No.
Because why should you put chemicals in your body?
Well, right. I already drink all the time. I don't need the pill on me.
Right.
Like, I have enough stuff.
So it seems to me there's a weird dichotomy here. You want to be healthy. You want to get in shape for like a magazine cover. But at the same point, you're like, fuck it. I'm going to drink and I don't care about calories and all that other stuff. Do you care about your appearance?
Oh, yeah. But here's the thing. I mean, I feel like, when you work really hard, you're allowed license to also play really hard, and I play very responsibly. I'm not running around at these clubs falling down like Paris Hilton. I don't operate like that.
Right.
I'm at home most of the time, or I'm at my friends' houses, or I'm at a dinner. It's kind of a more civilized. It's not like I'm 25 anymore. I'm 36, so I work out every day. I do Pilates every day, but when I want to drink, I drink. I don't make myself crazy.
And when you and I have this dilemma too. When you start to get famous and you're accepted by show business, so to speak, you've got the sitcom now going on, and the TV show is doing well, and the books are doing well, and you're making a lot of money. So people want to be friends with you, like a Jennifer Aniston. I know you're close to her, and there's some other, I don't know who else, like Reese Witherspoon, I've heard you mention with. All of a sudden, do you start to worry, I can't be so honest about them. I can't be honest about show business and the people because you're known for making fun of all these people. There's that weird thing where you start going to all these parties and then you worry about walking in the room and people are going to go like, oh, there's that bitch who made fun of me,
Well, that happens. I mean.
Do you get yelled at?
No one yells at me. I think, no. I mean, that would be really funny, though.
Would it be funny?
Screaming at me. Well, it would be funny because they would look like a total asshole. I mean, if you're taking me seriously, then you're an asshole anyway. It's not a serious program.
But you take it seriously when somebody says something about you and they say something negative.
Not
you get
really.
very hurt.
No, I don't ever respond to stuff like that.
Didn't you get into some Twitter war with Nick Cannon or something?
Yeah, no, I told Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon said he was going on a comedy tour, and I wrote, "Who's doing the comedy?" And then he went nuts.
Right.
But I never responded again. I mean, I'm not going to fight with Nick Cannon.
Right.
Isn't that going to be your coworker?
Well, he is the star of the show. Is he the star
of the show?
Well, I guess he's the host. He's the host of the show.
Yeah. And then this is the best part. Right. Then after I did that, I had to do some satellite radio tour for After Lately, my other show on E.
Right.
I had to do this morning satellite tour, and it's like 4:00 in the morning, and you're doing stations on the East Coast. You're totally out of it. I wasn't even paying attention. I was like on my BlackBerry, and all of a sudden I'm on Nick Cannon's show, and he's like, "Well, what do you think of Nick Cannon?" I'm like, "I don't know. Who's Nick Cannon?" And he's like, "I'm Nick Cannon." He's like, "You went off on me on Twitter," and I said, "Actually, I didn't. I just made one comment, and then you went nuts." And I go, "And now you're an asshole because you look like you're fighting with someone who's not even fighting with you."
But why is he not a funny guy? Like you said, well, who's going to do the comedy? I mean, I think that's a great line, but you probably don't even know his comedy, right?
Well, I don't, and that's also a good point. That's relevant. But anyone who's married to Mariah Carey, I'm pretty sure doesn't have a great sense of humor. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, she's ridiculous. I mean, what is she? What is her game plan?
Well, what do you mean? What is her game plan?
I mean, what kind of person operates like that? Does she? I mean, she thinks she's worse than like Elizabeth Taylor. She thinks she's like. I mean, she's just so ridiculous with her body. Like, you see her one day and she's like 50 pounds like heavier or light. I mean, what is she doing? I don't even understand like what hemisphere people like that operate in. There's nothing real about her and her Hello Kitty, whatever.
Do you find that you're meeting more and more people like that? Are you getting more and more dragged out of reality now that you're in that Hollywood life? And I'm sure that you're at a lot of really cool parties and meeting a lot of very, very famous people. In a way, don't you sort of lose
that street cred?
Yeah, that or being grounded in a sense.
Do you feel like that when you hang out with famous people that you lose your street cred?
No, because I'm so warped and so damaged that I don't think anything could make me healthy ever and get me.
You're never going to feel like you fit in?
I don't. I think if the Queen of England knighted me, I still wouldn't feel like I fit in. I don't know what would.
You feel like that. You felt like that your whole life, that you just do not fit in.
Yeah. Do you feel that way?
I feel like I fit in pretty much wherever I go. I mean, I've definitely, not because I have this huge ego. I honestly really don't take any of it very seriously. I think a lot of these people are ridiculous, and those people I would never befriend or pretend to. I'm not a fake person, and if I don't like someone, it's very clear to everyone in the room that I don't, and I have no problem, telling someone that I'd rather not be speaking to them or just walking away mid-sentence.
Are you a stand-up comedian? Is that how you started?
Yeah.
So when you're growing up in New Jersey, was your dream always to be a stand-up comedian?
No, that was like my worst nightmare.
What did you want to be?
I think I just wanted like people to hear what I had to say. Like I thought my opinion was very valuable at a very young age. And because I'm the youngest of 6, you just have to scream and yell to get heard. So that was definitely, a part of the...
Were you a loudmouth?
Yeah, I mean...
And you would mouth off about everything. Did you ever go up on a stage and do stand-up for a career?
Yeah.
Was that your start?
Yeah, that's how I started, yeah.
And you'd go up and you'd do your thing and you'd talk. Were you good at it?
I got good at it. I mean, yeah, in the beginning I had an easier time. I think if it had been more difficult in the beginning, I would have probably given up more easily. But I had an easy time, and then I went through the rough patch, like, a year into it, where I would bomb all the time.
You mean the first time you got up, you were good at it?
Well, I mean, I had like 15 friends in the audience, too. So.
But where did you do that? Where did you go the first time?
The Improv on Melrose, and then the Laugh Factory.
Was it like, oh, my God, I got to go do this. I better go take 50 drinks and get up on that stage?
Yeah,
How old were you?
I had to have like 8 margaritas, 20.
You were 20 years old, and you walked up on a stage for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have stuff written down that you were going to talk about?
Yeah.
And you were really well thought out about this. And who inspired all of this in you? Was there some person or some comedian that you looked up to?
Well, David Hasselhoff.
He's funny.
Is a hero of mine.
So you laid down on a stage and started eating hamburgers drunkenly?
In an orange bathing suit.
Right.
No, I didn't want to do stand-up. It was just kind of like
what else to do?
I was auditioning and I was reading these people's lines. You go into auditions and everyone's skinnier and prettier, and I'm like, I'm Jewish, and I'm never gonna be like a supermodel type girl, and I just didn't even have any interest in that. I just thought I wanted something where I could express my opinions and my point of view without anyone kind of editing me.
What do you mean you're Jewish? Your father's Jewish, not your mother.
Yeah, I was raised Jewish. I was bat mitzvah.
You were bat mitzvah and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And what do you mean you were auditioning? You were going out and trying to get on TV shows?
Yeah, like to be an actress. Yeah, to go. And I was a terrible auditioner. I mean, I couldn't even. I mean, that situation was way more uncomfortable than going on stage where you could just do what you wanted, and then if you don't get laughs, you act like that was on purpose.
Did you begin to lose faith in yourself because you'd go out and audition for TV shows or commercials or whatever the hell? And did you begin to say, maybe I'm not a performer?
Yeah, all the time. I was like, oh my God, what if because I was waiting tables for 6 or 7 years. And
where?
oh my God, everywhere. A place called Roasty, Shy of Venice, everywhere in LA. And I got fired from every job I ever had.
Why? Because you didn't listen to authority?
Because I would go off on people. Like if I didn't like if someone
the customers
and my managers.
Right.
Like my manager was this cokehead, and he would just run it, and it was like this luncheon place. It wasn't even appropriate to be doing cocaine at that time of day. And he was just
in front of the help.
Yeah. And he'd be running around, he was like this Italian guy, he was like, he was clearly jacked to the gills. Yeah, and I just went off on him. I was like, can you just wait and do coke till when it gets dark out? Like
you can't tell your boss when to do coke.
A regular person.
Right.
Or I would go off on people if they left me crappy tips. I'd be like, you're an asshole. And, because, you'd have big parties, and people don't understand this in anywhere in tipping. And this is why I'm very sensitive to it, because I tip like 500% when I go out, because I know what it's like.
Right.
And you'd go, I had a table of these guys, and you always know it's bad when they start out like, we're going to take care of you. We got you tonight. Don't worry about us. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Means you're getting maybe 20% if you're lucky. There's not going to be anything over. Right.
And so we had these guys, and I was at this restaurant, Shy of Venice, in Venice, California, and he said, and this guy said that, and it was like an $800 bill. It ended up being like a bar tab. I worked in the bar, and it was a bar. It was a really nice restaurant bar, and so you have to pay taxes on that, especially when they pay with a credit card. You have to pay. People don't know that the waitress has to pay like 8% of that. So if you're not even tipping me 8%, I'm basically paying for you to go out to dinner.
Wow.
And so
I didn't know that.
Yes. So you have to pay a portion of your sales that are not in cash.
Right.
So the guys, he got money. I saw him collecting money from his whole group. And then, on $800, he tipped me like $10. Wow. And I went right up to him in front of everyone. And I was like, and his last name was some Jewish thing. And I was like, listen, it's Jews like you that give Jews like me a bad name. Right. And I said, just so you all know, he tipped me $10, took your money, tipped me $10 on $800, and probably pocketed the rest. So have a great night, and congratulations on your friend.
And you got fired for that. Well, yeah, I guess so. But yeah, you have a good point. In fact, I've gone to dinner with friends who I look over and I see what they're tipping, and I go, I would rather just pay the bill so I can give the waiter a decent tip.
Absolutely. I don't trust some of the people that I dine with to do the right thing by tipping. So people are always like, Chelsea, you have to stop paying. And I'm like, I'd rather settle this. And I don't like people talking about spending money, like paying, like, I'll get this, you get that. It's like, just someone pay.
Just somebody pay.
I'm not splitting it. I'm not 8, okay? We don't need to split this.
You know what I do? I sneak money into the thing after everybody's done.
A psychiatrist.
Say I have to go back to the table.
A psychiatrist might say to you that the reason you have to leave a 50 or 60% tip is that you need to be loved.
Yeah.
And you need to be sort of the star all the time, that you're not willing to be a regular person and leave 20%. You think that's accurate about you?
It sounds like somebody's been seeing a psychiatrist.
Oh, 5 days a week. Do you think that's accurate about you, too?
No, of course, there's some element of that. Of course, you want people to, it's kind of like buying people's, no, I like to lay down the groundwork for a place. This is very true. If I'm going to go back there, I want them to know, to always give me a good table, to treat me well, and that they're going to get a good tip.
Yeah, but what about your friends? You're paying for all of them all the time.
Well, I make more money than most of my friends, so it's just normal that I should pay.
But you're the star.
Yeah,
that's right.
No, that's absolutely true. Yes, it makes you kind of the center of attention, but that's not, after a while, you kind of are the center of attention just by way of, we're all friends. I have a huge group of friends, and everyone has independent relationships without me. But yes, there is a definite, like, we go on vacation. It's like, you get the plane, you pay for I do that all because I like also to be the one that makes the call if I don't want to do something.
Was being famous really important to you?
Yes.
It was.
Honestly, it was.
If you hadn't been a success, would that have been very shameful for you with your family? Were they giving you pressure and saying, what the fuck are you doing with your life with all this performing? Maybe it's time, that you got...
running around.
Right. Yeah, seriously. Would that have been just the biggest shame to you?
Well, it would have been shameful to me. My family's pretty cool. They're very supportive of everything I do, and they always have been. I have lots of brothers and sisters, so we kind of have we all have... I spent the whole day with them yesterday at my sister's house in Randolph, and I have, we have a good family, but it was more important to me than anything, I think, because a lot of high school and, I spent a lot of times I was getting, bullied, not in a terrible way, like physical violence, but, emotionally. It's hard to be a girl in high school. And, I gave it out too. I wasn't mature. I wasn't wise. I gave it out too, but I got a lot of it.
But coming home and saying fuck you to all those people who bullied you is probably the greatest thing about becoming successful and famous, isn't it?
It's your motivation, definitely. For me, it was my impetus to become. I was like, wait till these bitches see what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a TV show, and then I'm going to have famous friends, and then you're going to see me, and then you get it. And that same the exact thing that you're discussing happened to me. I was performing at the Prudential Center in Newark like a year ago, and this girl, Allison Ubaldi, who was like the queen of Livingston High School, was backstage in my VIP room, where people get meet and greet, and
sucking up to you.
Yeah, and I saw her, and I was like, I remember you. You tortured me throughout high school. But by that time, you don't care about, you don't care about it anymore. It's not like I sit around thinking about Allison Ubaldi. Like, has 2 8-year-old twins and a fat Jewish husband. So I was like, well, great. Look.
But when it happens, it's wonderful because I remember a similar situation. There was a guy in high school who just would not be nice to me or my mother. We were in a carpool together.
Or your mother.
Or my mother.
That's worse.
It was just, he was just so fucking rude. And then one day I ran into him and he came up to me and he goes, you and I have so much in common. You have 3 kids. I have 3 kids. We should hang out. And I was like, you got to fucking be kidding me. You are a scumbag. But it somehow loses
its allure. Absolutely.
I thought it was going to be a great moment. I only felt bad for this guy. Like, I almost felt like he seemed like he was such a down loser. It almost didn't matter anymore,
That's exactly right. I mean, that's your impetus. And, when I say I wanted fame, as a young person, I really wanted to be famous, and my real goal was because of like these girls. I wanted everyone to know I was special, that I was talented, that I was different, that I wasn't just because my family was embarrassing. My dad was like a used car dealer. Our house was like the Sanford and Son of the neighborhood.